Game 1 from the Sadlin Arena in the 2 versus 7 matchup between the Niagara IceDogs and the Barrie Colts. Welcome on in, everyone. I'm your host, Josh McCann. Thanks so much for joining us here on this Thursday evening. And for the Barrie Colts and the Niagara IceDogs, 2 versus 7. Sounds like you'd heavily favor the 2 seed, but the Barrie Colts can't be thinking like that coming into this series because the head-to-head matchup this year, pretty even between the Barrie Colts and the Niagara IceDogs. The Colts took 4 of 6 games, but all 6 of them were close. It started with a 6-5 shootout win for the Barrie Colts. They came from behind, down 5-1 in that game, to score 5 straight goals and win 6-5 in a shootout. Barrie followed up with 2 more wins before the IceDogs got their first win of the year on January 3rd, 5-4 in overtime. A come-from-behind victory there as well. The Colts would take the January 22nd matchup at the Meridian Center before the IceDogs won the most recent matchup. But the score in that game, not the most important part. The most important part happened in the first period with Kayshawn Aitchison of the Barrie Colts. There is a rule in the OHL. You can only instigate 3 fights a season. Anything after that, it's a 2-game suspension. And for Aitchison, he was sitting on 3, and credit to Hayden Reed. He baited him into a fight. Aitchison, they didn't really drop the gloves, but he threw some punches, and that led to a 2-game suspension. Aitchison will be out of the lineup for the first 2 games, at least for tonight. Teague Vader will be in his place. And in his place as captain is co-captain Cole Beaudoin. And what a season it has been for Cole Beaudoin this year, taking his offensive game to another level. Taking a look back on a meeting earlier this season against the Niagara IceDogs, Beaudoin with a huge goal against them, going all the way around the net, coming out to the point, finding the back of the net. A big goal there for Beaudoin. On the other side, Riley Patterson, Beaudoin's old line mate, came into this year a career high, was nowhere close to 84 points, but Patterson, he hit that this season. 40 goals, 44 assists for 84 points. And if you look at those goals in the highlight reels for Riley Patterson, they are absolutely phenomenal. Great plays, dangling through players, beating players to pucks, and finding the back of the net. An amazing season for Patterson. He found his 40th goal on the final game of the season on Sunday against the Erie Otters in a 2-goal performance against them for Riley Patterson. Other notes for the IceDogs out of the lineup: Ryan Robrick, Callum Chanowski, and defenseman Ben Reisnicker. It's unknown when any of them will return to the lineup. For the Barrie Colts, Luke Govro in on the 4th line. Ben Horebic gets the start. Teague Vader in for Kayshawn Aitchison. Just about set for game number 1 here from the Sadlin Arena. Time for the national anthem. Then it's Mike Poirier and Gene Pereira with the call.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Game 1 matchup between the Niagara IceDogs and your Barrie Colts. At this time, we now ask you to please rise if you're able, remove your hats, and join us in the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome to the Sadlin Arena for Game 1 of this best-of-7 first-round series between the hometown Barrie Colts and the visiting Niagara IceDogs. Two teams familiar with one another, not only Central Division rivals, but now back-to-back seasons meeting in the postseason. So while we have a moment, let's take a look at our starting goaltenders.
We'll start with the visiting Niagara IceDogs. Vladislav Yermolenko gets the start. The 6'1", 176-pound Minsk Belarus native. He's making his first career playoff start. 45 appearances this season, 3.50 goals against average, .896 save percentage, made 48 saves in that 3-2 overtime win here on Saturday over Barrie. And at the other end, Ben Arebic, the veteran, gets the start. 6'3", 204-pound Milt native. He's making his 8th playoff appearance. Made 43 appearances during the year, 2.81 goals against average, .920 save percentage. He made 21 saves in that 3-2 overtime loss to Niagara here on Saturday.
Our referees tonight, Matt Manella and Pat Myers, and on the lines, Brian Burkhoff and Evan Conrad. And we are underway. Face-off won by the IceDogs. And here we go. Best of 7 between the Colts and Niagara. Colts trying to get it out of the zone, kept in by Chromiak. Bodwin already throwing his weight around. Puck comes around to the net, kicked aside by Arebic. Colts picking up, and they're going to send this one down the ice. That's going to roll towards the goal. Yermolenko decides to play it, sending it up to Hayden Reed. That misses. Zabeski's going to dump it in, takes the hit from Patterson. Puck goes behind the Niagara net. Jakub Chromiak being chased by Bodwin, picks up momentum. Chromiak sending it ahead to Noah Reed. Reed will dump this one in behind the net. Arebic tried to play it, but it comes off the end boards, and he'll cover it up.
A little bit of rough stuff here. After, let's take a look at the keys to victory, brought to you by Adams Funeral Home, and start with the visiting IceDogs. Vlad the man again. Yermolenko gets the start. That outstanding effort, 48 saves in that 3-2 win. Gonna have to be a factor here tonight again, and again sparked that power play. Owen Sound spent more time in the penalty box this season than Barrie. Niagara, that 19th ranked power play, but they got to take advantage of those key scoring opportunities.
Face off to the right of Arebic. Colts will pick it up. Sending it around the net was Gabriel Eliasson. Here's Ben Wilmot. Gardner, he'll dump this one in. Puck comes to the near corner. Barnes there to play it. IceDogs trying to move it around. Skating it here is Zada. That reaches center ice. Colts recover. Gabriel Eliasson backtracking. Just signed his NHL entry-level contract with the Ottawa Senators. Here's Ben Wilmot through center. He's going to leave it there for Salandra. Salandra's shot blocked by Wang. Puck comes to the near side. Here's Von Richter. Settles it down, passes it forward to Gardner into the middle. Wilmot. That goes back to line Von Richter. Eliasson back to Von Richter. Passes it over to Gardner. Gardner's shot stopped by Yermolenko. Hao-Shi Wang doesn't have a stick. Here's Wilmot, and that's blocked in front by Hall. Wilmot fires again. That's blocked. Von Richter keeps it in the zone. Puck comes to the near side, and the IceDogs will get it out. Eliasson there to play it quickly over to Von Richter. He's going to skate it ahead. Sends it towards the nets, and Yermolenko is just going to guide that one into the netting and out of play.
Let's take a look at the keys to victory for the Barrie Colts tonight. And again, that bang and crash. Colts are the best, really, when they play that physical game up front, the forecheck. Again, Dylan Smoss, because their goal is to make it as hard as possible every shift for any of our opponents. Got to keep doing that here tonight. And then again, stay disciplined. Obviously, Colts need to cut down on the time they spend in the penalty box. 932 minutes in the sin bin. Got to stay disciplined.
And penalties were a problem quite a bit during the regular season, where they would get themselves into penalty trouble and would allow the opposition to get back into games. There's a shot by Lowe wide of the net. Teague Vader has it down low in front. Lowe chips that one wide. Good work down low there for the Barrie Colts. Niagara trying to get out of the zone, captain by Crombie. Schneid back to Vader. Vader across, trying to go to Crombie. Calvin Crombie behind the Niagara net. He's going to put it in front. That goes off the pad of Yermolenko. And Galyanov will skate this one out to center. Emerton there to play it back to Crombie. Crombie taking a few slashes there. He's going to send it out to center. Doesn't go too far. Page will send that one deep. Emerton back to pick it up here for the Barrie Colts. He'll skate this one ahead, reaches center. He'll dump this one in. Chromiak back to pick it up for the IceDogs. Chips it off the boards to Noft. Noft passing this one forward. Monks gets it out to center. Doherty couldn't handle it. Bouncing around. Govro, he'll find it. Doherty can't get it into the Barrie zone. Here's Luke Govro again. He's going to flip it deep into the Niagara end. Spencer back to pick it up for the IceDogs. Noft is blocked by Passmore. Puck rolls past the net. Near side, Chromiak, first one on it for the Ice Dogs. Knocked down by Jaden Newton. Newton, though, can't hold on to it. Doherty's going to get it out for Niagara and dumps this one in. Reach the 3-minute mark of the first period. Shots right now 2-1 early on for the Barrie Colts. Still looking for our first goal of the hockey game as Zabeski comes up with it. Baudouin has that one get away from him. Puck's in the neutral zone. Zabeski finds it. Back to Justin Hanser. Baudouin nearly lost it. He's able to get this one up and down the ice. Wang back to play it. He'll put it off the glass. Puck's bouncing at center ice. Here's Hayden Reed. He'll move this one up for Niagara. He'll dump it in. Around the boards it goes. Patterson on the far side. He can't pick it up. Colts moving up. Here's Cole Baudouin. He's charging up the wing. Baudouin on his backhand. Hits the brakes. Trying to pass it back. Here's Eliasson. Keeps it in. Eliasson over to Von Richter. Baudouin on the face-off dot. His shot blocked as Patterson was in the way. Zabeski throws his weight around. Puck goes to the corner. Ice Dogs with possession, and they're going to get this one out down the ice. Icing is waved off. They're saying Eliasson can play it. This will allow the Ice Dogs to make a line change. Eliasson puts this one ahead. Zada got a stick on it. Gardner's going to try and dump it in. That's blocked by the Ice Dogs forward. Chromiak back at his own blue line. That's going to be tipped in, but ends up going onto the Colts bench, and we'll get a whistle.
Good pace here early in this one, and Ben Arebic getting the start here. I think there's no surprise, the veteran, and split time with Sam Hiltbrand last year, getting into 7 games. And talking to Dylan Smoskowitz, Arvin Jaswell, a big year backing up Arebic, but they're kind of equal in playing time down the stretch. And Smoskowitz says, I'm going to name a game 1 starter, and that's it. He goes, he doesn't think it works out too well when you kind of start making moves, predictions, what you're going to do, looking forward to squarely on the next game, next up, and that's what the Colts are doing with their goaltending situation.
Not really surprised, considering every time we talk to Dylan Smoskowitz, it's always about win the day.
Win the day.
So taking it one day at a time as the Ice Dogs move it to the net, but Chase Hall couldn't hold on to that one. Passmore facing pressure there from Ryerson Edgar. Edgar back the line. He's bumped off the puck. Gardner comes up with it. He'll pass it ahead. Salandra dumps this one in. He's going to go off for a change. As Chromiak will come back to pick it up here for the Ice Dogs. Good Chromiak, the big addition from Kitchener at the OHL trade deadline. We'll pass that one over to Tiller. It's deflected, so no icing. Hrebic comes out of his net. Teague Vader takes a hard hit there from Gallianov. Puck's in the corner. Page, he's taken down there by Emerton. Gallianov with another hit, but the Colts get it out. And we'll send that one across. Ice Dogs dump it in. Laid offside here against Niagara. Teague Vader's going to skate it out to center. Lowe dumps it in. Ends up back behind the Niagara net. Del Elche is there to play it. Now Shi Wang sends it up to Hage. Hage is able to find Gallianov. He skates into Vader. Emerton in front of his own net. Up ahead to Lowe. Couldn't get a stick on it. They're going to wave off the icing. Wang back to play it. Keeps it away from Crombie. The wing. Von Richter's there. Trying to send it towards the goal. That's blocked by the Ice Dog Spencer. He's going to send it down ice. And that's going to be an icing call. Has not nearly beat out that icing call.
Ice Dogs, obviously a couple of big trades, trading away Lawson as well as Kevin He, and at the trade deadline, bringing in Chromiak and Wang, and a bit of a surprise after kind of what you consider dumb moves, but you pick up 2 veterans like that, and all of a sudden, you got Grayson Tiller back there, a lot more experience on the back end. Chromiak, of course, you benefit from there. Kitchener, the sudden extra overager, so it's Niagara that gets the benefit from that.
There's a shot from Emerton, and that misses that far post. Zabeski was parked in front. Another chance. Yelenko the save. It's loose. And the goaltender for Niagara able to pounce on it as Mason Zabeski. No surprise seeing him parked in front. But we're still looking for our first goal of the game, and we're going to take a break. You're watching Georgian College OHL Hockey on Rogers TV.
For 25 years, you've been helping to make our roads safer by doing the right thing. You've been the designated driver, you've stayed over, called home, you've called a cab or a friend, and planned ahead. Let's keep doing the right thing. Support sober driving by getting yourself and your friends home safely.
Do the right thing.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
We talked in the pregame show about the similarities of this year and last with Barrie and Niagara playing in round 1 in the 2-7 matchup, but the stat line are going to be a bit different. For the Barrie Colts, they're without their top 5 scorers from the series last year. For the Ice Dogs, if Ryan Robrick doesn't play, they'll be without their top 8. In fact, the only 2 players in the lineup tonight for the Ice Dogs that had multiple points in the series last year was Ivan Gallianov and Ethan Zada. Mike?
Thank you, Josh. I like how he can find those stats.
It's good to see him do some work.
Yeah. I know he was pretty giddy to do the pregame show, so he had a lot of homework.
Oh, I heard a lot about it.
Yep. Ice Dogs get it to the blue line. There's the shot from the point, and that's going to go wide of the net. Justin Hanser, he'll send this one down low. Zabeski can't get a stick on it. Chromiak sends it around. Behind the net, that's Emil Hemming. Hemming back to the line. It's Hanser. Justin Hanser goes back to Hemming. Hemming from the point takes the shot, and that's deflected wide. Hemming trying to drop it back. He overskates it. Passmore will turn it over, and the Ice Dogs will skate it up. It's Riley Patterson on the wing. Drops it back. There's the shot, and a nice glove save by Ben Hrebeck.
Shots now 5-2 Barrie, and I think for the Colts, you know, you look at that last start, Yermolenko was just outstanding in that regular season finale, but I think for Niagara, you know, obviously you don't want to give up 50 shots in a game, and depending your goaltender, different matter here tonight, obviously, and Niagara set a lot of players in that contest. A game that meant nothing in the standings. Well, it all starts, it gets really real here tonight.
Here's Ryerson Edgar. Edgar dropping it back to Hull. That's knocked off his stick. Edgar along the boards. That's taken away by Wilmot. Colts get it to the line and out. Joe Salander reaches center. He's going to dump it in. Yermolenko out of his net to play it. Back behind the goal. He's going to send this one around. Knocked down by Von Richter. Hull's going to get it out to center. Gardner dumps it right back in. Yermolenko behind his own net goes to Haoshi Wang. He's going to take his time setting up as Ice Dogs will complete a line change, as will the Barrie Colts. Wang, the former Oshawa general, directing traffic, trying to get Niagara to move it. Now he'll skate it forward. Wang goes to Hayden Reed. He'll dump this one in. Eliasson back to play it here for the Colts. His pass deflected. Barrie still with it. Carter Lowe's going to go for a skate. Lowe enters the zone, trying to go up to Schneid. They're going to call this offside. Schneid just ahead of the play.
Like just that little move by Carter Lowe. Schneid was on his horse. What a second half he's at. I mean, you look at, there's a tendency, okay, you look at points, but this guy brings so much more. You know, his ability to shut down opponents, and smart hockey player. And, you know, again, this third line, him, Crombie, and Lowe, you know, 3 veterans, and I love it.
Yeah, solid season for William Schneid. 12 goals, 11 assists, 23 points in his first season in the OHL. And centering a pretty experienced line there with Carter Lowe and Calvin Crombie. Puck goes deep in the Barrie zone. Vader's going to send it back. Cole Emerton finds it. Crombie. Pass doesn't connect. Loose puck picked up by Tiller. Sends this one forward to Hage. Hage will send this one back. Skating this one forward to Sebastian Del Elche. He'll hit the brakes. Back behind the net, Vader sending this one back to the line. There's the shot, and a glove save by Hrebeck as Rafe Smith fired that one from the boards.
Niagara 3 shots, 2 of them have come from the point. More just kind of get the puck on net. Well, this Niagara team, again, you know, I mean, you go through the second half, you look at the standings, but you know, they come in here tonight, you know, loose. I mean, you get a little bit of momentum off that last win. They played well, and Well, they're familiar with their opponent. The idea is they come in and you can steal this first one. I mean, what a swing that would be in a series already.
Well, you want to try and at least get the split when you open on the road. And with a little bit of confidence after Saturday's game, and okay, Sean Aitchison was an opportunity for Niagara to send a statement to start this series. As Doherty goes down low, he's going to pass this back. Monk's in front, shot stopped by Hrebeck. That was Noft who was in tight. Noft has that knocked away. Doherty fires, that's going to go over the net. Spencer keeps it in at the point. Puck comes around the boards, near side. Chromiak at the blue line. He'll skate this one ahead, takes the shot. And Ben Hrebeck able to see that one. And he's going to put a glove on it. Now we've got Govro going after Noft. As Noft also getting a little attention there from Ben Hrebeck after the whistle.
I think both these teams trying to send a message here early on. And again, what you want to be careful. I mean, obviously you want that. You want to show that competitive spirit, but got to be careful you don't end up in the box. And specialty teams, I mean, such a different factor for both these teams. Niagara really struggled them, both the power play and penalty kill. Barrie's was so good power play all year, and penalty kill mid-pack.
Colts will move this one ahead. Beaudoin up to Mason Zabeski. Zabeski hits the brakes. Trying to go back to Beaudoin. That pass was disrupted, and now it's the Ice Dogs the other way. Wang's going to dump this one in. Ends up back behind the Barrie net. Eliasson after it. Gets it away from Ryerson Edgar. Beaudoin sends it up to Mason Zabeski. Zabeski at center. Dumps this one in. Yarmolenko, no surprise, comes out of his net to play it. He'll send it around. It's knocked down by Hemming. In the corner, Zabeski. Zabeski trying to go to Beaudoin. Hemming, backhand, misses the net. Barnes comes up with it. He's going to able to take this one back behind the goal. Wang can't control that pass. Eliasson comes off the point. That's poked away from him. Ice Dogs recover. Edgar will send this one back to Barnes. Barnes up ahead. Noah Reed. He'll put this one back. Both teams are making line changes. We've now reached the midway point of the first period. Still no score between the Barrie Colts and the Niagara IceDogs in game one of this best-of-7 series. Hayden Reed sends it ahead, knocked down by Passmore. Evan Passmore in his own zone, being pressured there by Patterson, sends it over to Gardner. Brad Gardner across to Hanser. Hanser chasing after it. Skates it in here for the Colts, trying to get around Chromiak. Drops to Wilmot. His shot, and Yarmolenko makes the save. As Wilmot just trying to catch Yarmolenko off guard with that tight angle shot.
Not a bad decision. Yarmolenko in position right up against that post. Keep that one out, but the Colts earlier, good opportunity, some good work paired by Hemming, gets it down low and then goes to the net. That backhand trying to go upstairs just misses the near side post.
This first period of hockey is presented by Topper's Pizza. We're still looking for our first goal of the game. Shot 6-5 now for the Colts. Barrie's going to send this one around. Ben Wilmot down low. His pass blocked. Second attempt finds Salandra. He'll skate it around. Salandra back to Passmore. His shot on goal. And Yarmolenko without his stick, he's able to get a glove on it.
You look at former Barrie Colt, Grayson Tiller. You know, Barrie Colts fans quite familiar with him and what a competitor this guy is. And, you know, just one of those guys that goes about his work, you know, and popular with his teammates and a good leader in that room. And nice pickup by Niagara to start the year. You get a guy like that back there, you know, he's going to bring it each and every shift.
And it's also a good fit for Tiller being from the Niagara region, so able to play closer to friends and family and having a pretty decent season as well. Scramble draw, the Ice Dogs will pick it up. They're going to send this one out to center, knocked down by Hanser. Justin Hanser in his own zone goes to Passmore. Evan Passmore, his pass doesn't connect, so that's going to be an icing call, so we'll bring this one back.
Now you go back, and obviously the years go by with Grayson Tiller now an overager. And, you know, I still remember when the Barrie Colts drafted him, and Marty Williamson tell me, you know, he goes, Barrie fans are going to love this kid. They're going to love this, you know, his commitment. He's tough, he's physical. you know, he just shows up. He's such a competitor, and you know, he turned out to be exactly that, you know, and more. But you know, back then he was just a name, but you know, a few years here in Barrie and now plying his trade with Niagara.
5 goals, 14 assists, 19 points for Grayson Tiller during the regular season. And we'll see what's in store here in the playoffs as we're still looking for our first goal. Ice Dogs carry it in front to Hall, but that's picked off by Hanser. Justin Hanser passes this one across. Here's William Schneid on the wing. Schneid takes it down low. Tied up there by Delche. Puck's behind the net. Chase Hull finds it now for Niagara. Here's Ryerson Edgar. Edgar going for a skate. On the wing, puts it in front, but Zada couldn't get to it. Zada, he's run into the boards there by Eliasson. Edgar loses the handle of it. Colts regain possession. Here's William Schneid again on the wing. Schneid takes a hard hit from Spencer. Puck goes deep in the Niagara zone. Ice Dogs send it around. At the point, kept in by the Colts. There's the shot deflected as Calvin Crombie was in front, but Yarmolenko able to make the save.
Pretty good decision there by Emerton. You look up, you got someone parked right in front, Crombie, and he just missed getting his stick on that, looking to get a tip. And Cole Emerton in his rookie season, has he ever stepped in? And again, it just, you know, kind of wise behind his years, but you know, sometimes it's just a simple play. Get pucks to the net, get bodies in front, whether it's a rebound or deflection.
Well, Yarmolenko, and a goaltender that doesn't give up a lot of rebounds, or at least that's something we haven't seen much of whenever the Barrie Colts play against Niagara. As the puck's in the neutral zone, that's going to be dumped in by Smith. Around the boards it goes. Vader on the far side. Sends it back behind the net. Emerton to Baudouin. Baudouin takes a hard hit from Gallianov. Colts send this one ahead. Puck's bouncing. Zabeski finds it. Gallianov tried to kick it there. Ice Dogs move it up. Wraith Smith reaches center. He's going to dump it in. Around the boards it goes. Parevic behind his own net. He'll send it around. Patterson coming off the bench to play it. Patterson with a shot, and that's going to go wide. Tiller fires from the point, blocked by Vader. Teague Vader will get it out to center. Hemming comes up with it now for the Colts. Emil Hemming from the half boards. He'll send this one around. Baudouin gives chase. Tiller ties up Baudouin. Side of the net, Patterson. He'll get it to the line, not out. Kept in by Eliasson. Puck bouncing around. Cole Baudouin will find it. Crombie, Baudouin. Baudouin trying to settle it down. Goes back to Von Richter. His shot in front, and that was loose, but the Ice Dogs get it out. Not enough for icing here, so the Colts have to play it. Gabriel Eliasson will come back. That's center, that's knocked away. Far side now, Schneid carries it in for the Colts. That's sent around. Puck bouncing, Crombie after it. Leaned into there by Monks. Monks trying to play it. Schneid sends it back to the line. Von Richter up to Schneid. Monks trying to get a stick on it. He loses his twig. Battle along the board. Schneid trying to move it around. Into the corner for Crombie. He loses it. Ice Dogs will move it up. Wang up to Doherty. Puck taken away by Schneid. Puts it right back into the Niagara zone. Tiller's going to send it around the boards. Von Richter takes a bump. Chasing after it. Into the corner it goes. Crombie's there for the Colts. Gardner gives chase. Gets it into the corner now for the Colts. That's knocked away from him. Sean Doherty will skate this one out for Niagara. Reaches center. Dumps that one on net. Parevic guided that one to Gabriel Eliasson. Eliasson's got room. He's going to skate it up himself. Passes that one over to Salandra to the nets. And Eliasson couldn't get a stick on it. Ice Dogs get to the line and out. At center, picked up by Brad Gardner. Gardner trying to get a stick on it. There's Zada was sliding across. Edgar kicks that one aside, ends up in the corner. Ryerson Edgar back to Hall, and his shot blocked in front. Hall gets it again, can't get the shot away. Goes back to Barnes at the point. Barnes sends this one across to Spencer. His shot stopped by Horevic. Ryerson Edgar sending this one back behind the net. Loose puck, Salandra there to pick it up. Sends this one up to Gardner. Gabriel Eliasson again. Up ahead, Wilmot got a stick on it, so no icing. Wilmot goes behind the Niagara net, waiting for reinforcements, but we're going to get a penalty here. It's going to be a trip, and this is going against the Barrie Colts. So Niagara, they're going to get the first power play of the night, and it looks like it's Eliasson heading off.
Again, you got to stay in. You know, these were the chances for Niagara. You get a power play opportunity here. It's been pretty tight out there, and Eliasson makes his point that he doesn't like it, but he's going to get the gate. Niagara, a power play that struggled during the year, but what an opportunity here and what's been a pretty tightly played first period.
Yeah, the Niagara IceDogs power play 19th in the OHL at 17%. And for the Barrie Colts, the penalty kill was 11th in the regular season at 78.1%. But right now, we're just going to take a quick break before we get this power play going. You're watching Georgian College OHL Hockey on Rogers TV.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Well, many around the league with the IceDogs and the Barrie Colts both know Grayson Tiller for his defensive side of the game, considering his career high is 20 points in 67 games in the regular season. But Tiller was pretty strong offensively last year in the playoffs. 2 goals, 10 points in 16 games, including the game-winning goal in game number 2 of round 2 against Kingston. Mike?
Thank you, Josh. Niagara right now on the power play as the Colts will get this one down the ice. It was pretty amazing run last year in the playoffs for Grayson Tiller, and he's going to look to replicate that with this IceDogs team. As right now still scoreless here in the first period. 4:48 left in the period. Azada drops this one back to Patterson. Riley Patterson passes this one over on the wing. That's Hayden Reed. Puck's going to come around the boards. Chromiak at the point. Gets it up to Ryerson Edgar. Edgar rides the blue line. Gives this one up to Patterson. Patterson spins around. Patterson down low to Edgar, behind the net. Back to Hayden Reed at the blue line, Chromiak. Reed gets it again. Back to Chromiak. Rides the line. Patterson, one-timer. That's going to go wide of the net. Reed keeping this one down low. Von Richter trying to get a stick on it. Patterson sends it to the blue line, kept in by Chromiak. Puck bouncing. Patterson trying to settle it down. Chromiak will find it. Waits, down low to Edgar. Edgar back to Patterson. Patterson fires, stopped by Horebic. Patterson trying to get a stick on it. He's knocked over, and the Colts are able to get this one out. 37 seconds left to go in the man advantage here for the Niagara IceDogs. As Blake Barnes will come back to pick it up here. Barnes with speed, reaches center, passes that one across. Colts get to it. Can't get it out, however. Kept in by Barnes. Barnes sending it down to Doherty. Doherty back to Barnes. Barnes sets up Wang on the near point. Wang fans on it, ends up in the corner to Noah Reed in front. At the line, kept in by Barnes. Barnes sending it down low. Here is Noah Reed, back the line. Wang, one-timer stop, rebound, and a nice glove save by Horebic as Chase Hall had it down low but couldn't get the finish.
Hall, little nifty move. Horebic stays right with it. And now the Colts kill off that first Niagara power play, and shots are even. I mean, it's been pretty much all even through this first period. I mean, I thought we had a good pace early, Mike, and then things really tightened up as this period moved on.
All right, now both teams don't want to make that mistake that results in an odd man rush. As you can just feel the intensity rising here between these two. Puck's in the corner. In front, backhand, that's blocked. Hage trying to get a stick on it. Hemmings there. Von Richter will get it to the line. And yes, it was out. So delayed offside. And then Gallianov touches it. So this face-off's coming all the way back.
If you didn't realize it, or then Gallianov. And I mean, if you go back to that series last year, I thought he was really good in that first round series. Then Niagara lost to Barrie, and unfortunately he ended up missing a couple of games. That big hit by Keishon Aitchison at center ice. Galianoff was very effective in that first round series against Barrie.
Galianoff brings that intensity night in and night out. And right now trying to get his team on the board. But the puck right now deep in his own zone as Spencer will take it around the net. Takes a couple of hacks there. Vader can't keep that one at the point. Emerton back to pick it up. Being pursued there by Smith. Cole Emerton through the neutral zone. He'll dump this one in. Ends up back behind the net. Emerton will get it himself. Goes to Cole Baudouin. Baudouin in the corner. Takes a bump there from Spencer. He's tied up. Colts trying to move this one around. 2:24 left to go in the first period. Loose puck picked up by Grayson Tiller. Tiller, he'll hit the brakes, sets things up as both teams will make changes. Tiller will just take his time here as reinforcements arrive. Now he'll skate it up. Tiller up ahead. Cole's gonna dump this one in. Back behind the net is Horebic. Puts this one around. Schneid's there for the Colts. Turns that one over. Zada up to Ryerson Edgar. Edgar tied up by Jaden Newton. He's tripped up. Play continues. Tiller at the point takes the shot. That's going to bounce wide of the net. Von Richter sending this one around into the corner. Eliasson trying to play that one ahead. Schneid goes into the skates of Ryerson Edgar. Edgar still with it. Schneid trying to get a stick on it. Hall fans on it. Chase Hall gets it again. Trying to give himself some space. He's taken to the boards. Edgar to Zada. His shot wide of that far post. Wang at the point. Keeps this one in. Around the boards it goes. Zada couldn't get a stick on it. Schneid, after the loose puck, takes a bump. Picked up by Eliasson, and now the Colts will get it to the line. No, kept in again by Hao-Shi Wang. Now the Colts will move it out to center ice. Jaden Newton with it. Put that one off of Hayden Reed. Ice Dogs with possession as we're now at the final minute of the first period. Gardner back to Hanser. Justin Hanser sends this one ahead to Zabeski. Zabeski skates this one in, takes the shot, stopped by Yermolenko. Puck's bouncing, picked up here by Salandra. Sends it back to the line to Passmore. Hanser on the near side. He'll send that wide of the net, bouncing off the back of the goal. Salandra trying to send it around, that was blocked. Colts still with it. Zabeski at the point, gives it to Passmore. Passmore didn't get a lot on it. That's deflected down the ice. And that's an icing call now against Niagara.
It's a bit of maybe playoff jitters. You know, it just seems like a bit off. I mean, we saw a little bit, a good pace, but it slowed down. I mean, it's hockey. It's a different stretch, but you get the playoffs and maybe a little bit of jitters here early on.
Yeah, still looking for our first goal of the hockey game. Shots are even at 10 apiece. Here's Hemming. Hemming takes the shot, deflected. Yermolenko the save. Going to the net there was Ben Wilmot. Baudouin behind the goal. Trying to get some room, goes across, blocked by Spencer, gets it right back. Baudouin to the line, here's Cole Emerton, takes the shot, stop, rebound. Wilmot couldn't get to it. Wilmot trying to put it back in front, 4 seconds remaining. Ice Dogs will peel it around, and that will do it for the opening 20 minutes. Bit of a chess match early on here between the Barrie Colts and the Niagara IceDogs.
Yermolenko's shots pretty even, the score even, and first period, both these teams get a look, and if you're Niagara, solid start here in the road. It's a close one.
Well, it's been an entertaining start to the OHL postseason, and we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Georgian College OHL Hockey on Rogers TV.
My name is Chase Nicholas. I am a Mi'kmaq hockey player. Growing up, I always remember my family talking about the Mi'kmaq as the creators of the game of hockey. In grade 7, I did research on Mi'kmaq hockey sticks as the first sticks of the NHL. I found a Mi'kmaq hockey stick made in 1917, the same year the NHL was formed. I was surprised to find out the very stick I was holding was made by my great-great-grandfather, Alexander Cope. In 1934, an elder known as Old Joe Cope wrote a letter to the Halifax Herald claiming the Mi'kmaq created hockey. I found out later that I am a direct descendant of Old Joe Cope. There was a time when Mi'kmaq children were torn from their families and not allowed to speak their language, losing their words and stories. But the stories are coming back to us. Stepping on the ice, I take pride knowing the roots of the game of hockey stem from my ancestors in the Mi'kmaq Nation.
I'm Wendell Clark with a word about winning. We all know it takes a team effort in any sport and with any challenge. You can be a part of the winning team that shuts out impaired driving. Whether you're out on the town or just hanging out with friends, drink responsibly. Always have a plan for a safe ride home for yourself, your family, and your friends. You'll be helping to shut out impaired driving.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to RogersTV.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at RogersTV.com. With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers.
Welcome back. You're watching Georgian College OHL hockey on Rogers TV. Joining me now, IceDogs forward Riley Patterson. Riley, as the road team, how'd you guys feel about the first period?
Yeah, actually, it was a good period. I thought we played them well. We're forechecking well. Try to get no shots through. I think we got to get more traffic at the net, but overall, good first road period.
No Ryan Robrick yet for you guys. How important is that next man up mentality?
Yeah, it's huge. I think ever since he went down, it's been a big loss, and we've missed him a lot. But I think everyone else has stepped up, unreal, and that's what we did that first period. I think every line was going, every deep pair was going, and obviously your Monette was going too. So.
Career high in both goals and points for you this season. Is there anything you did differently that led to that?
No, I mean, obviously had a good summer, but I think just with the coaches here at Niagara, giving me the opportunity and the trust in me, and putting me in all situations has just benefited me a lot. And I think just with the teammates and the line mates I played with this year, I've been unreal as well.
Riley, thanks for doing this. Best luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Riley Patterson of the Niagara IceDogs. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Georgian College OHL hockey on Rogers TV.
Colts fans, the Barrie Colts 50-50 draw is now online. You can get tickets even if you aren't at the game. Proceeds go to the Barrie Colts Foundation. Scan the QR code on your screen for more information.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Are you a passionate content creator ready to expand your audience reach? Do you have unique stories, captivating hobbies, or special interests that deserve a spotlight? Rogers TV is here to amplify your voice within the community. We offer you the platform to broadcast your content to a wider audience. And the best part, it's completely free. Don't miss this opportunity to share your vision and engage with viewers. Find out how Rogers TV can transform your content journey today.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to RogersTV.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at RogersTV.com.
I love being a champ. I am a member of the Warham's Child Amputee Program. Through CHAMP, I get the artificial limbs I need to participate in everyday activities. I'm always growing, so I always need new devices.
Support and helpful information on living with an amputation is available to me anytime.
I get to meet other kids that are just like me. It's your donations that make the Warham's CHAMP program possible. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Sadlin Arena. You're watching Georgian College OHL hockey on Rogers TV. No score after the first period. Shots on goal, 11-10 for the Barrie Colts. And we're going to do a playoff preview around the OHL, and we're going to start here with the Eastern Conference and the Eastern Conference playoff tree. Brantford taking on Sudbury in that top matchup. Barrie and Niagara in the 2-7. Ottawa Kingston in the 3-6. And then Peterborough North Bay in the 4-5. And just a reminder, they do reseed. So if Barrie wins and Ottawa wins, Barrie and Ottawa are locked into a matchup as long as Brantford wins as well. For the Colts, if Kingston were to win and Brantford wins, then it would come down to that Peterborough North Bay matchup. And of course for Brantford, if Niagara can upset the Colts, they'll get them or whoever the lowest seed is remaining. Let's start with the 1 versus 8 matchup, the Brantford Bulldogs and the Sudbury Wolves. And this Sudbury Wolves team looks a lot different than they did before the trade deadline, trading out Nathan Villeneuve, Kieran Walton, Alex Ferrand as well. So some new faces in the lineup. JC Lemieux, Adam Nemec have quickly filled the void that Villeneuve and Walton left. But for the Brantford Bulldogs, they just kept on chugging all year long. Their 10th regulation loss didn't come until the last day of the OHL regular season, and that was because they were sitting pretty much their entire team on Sunday against the Brampton Steelheads. Head-to-head matchup, 4-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. However, Sudbury did force overtime once against Brantford. That series gets underway tomorrow. Niagara and Barrie, the two teams will see tonight. Barrie, the advantage in the head-to-head matchup. They've gotten points in every game they've played against Niagara this season. All 6 matchups, very tight, very even. The Colts and IceDogs have gone back and forth. I'm sure Niagara probably looking at those matchups and thinking they deserved a bit of a better fate with some of the performances they put on. I remember Ethan Zada saying to me after their first win of the year against the Colts, talking about Ben Horebic, saying we throw up 40 shots against that guy every time and somehow can't beat him. But we got a couple wins off him near the end of the regular season. Barrie, similar to Brantford, dominant after the trade deadline. 3 of those losses came in the final week of the regular season. Now for Kingston, Ottawa, many would look at these records and think, okay, heavy advantage to the Ottawa 67s, but that may not be true. The Kingston Frontenacs, they have a really good penalty kill. They are really disciplined. They're really good defensively, and they have 2 really good goaltenders in Matt Minchuk and Gavin Betts. Head-to-head, Ottawa won 6 of the 8 meetings. Kingston was able to put together 2 wins as well as push 2 games to overtime. They played each other on Saturday, similar to the Colts and the IceDogs. It was Ottawa picking up the win in that one. But credit to the Frontenacs selling off the deadline and going 15-13 in the second half of the OHL regular season. Looking at North Bay in Peterborough, these 2 teams are in action against one another tonight, and it's the North Bay Battalion with a heavy advantage in the head-to-head matchup. They only lost 1 game against Peterborough. They pushed that one to overtime, winning the last 3, including the most recent one earlier this month. And 2 teams that look pretty similar. Big advantage, though, for Peterborough special teams-wise with a 5.9% advantage on the penalty kill side of things. Peterborough was able to sneak out a couple extra wins, but after the trade deadline, Peterborough 18-10-1, North Bay 18-10-2. Both these teams really good at home. Peterborough struggled a bit on the road. That could be a series similar to Kingston Barrie last year, where maybe it goes 7 and all 7 games are won by the home team. North Bay known a bit more for their depth. Peterborough a bit more for their star power like Adam Novotny and Kieran Walton. We're going to talk about the Western Conference on the other side as we take a quick break. You're watching Georgian College OHL Hockey on Rogers TV.
My name is Chase Nicholas. I am a Mi'kmaq hockey player. Growing up, I always remember my family talking about the Mi'kmaq as the creators of the game of hockey. In grade 7, I did research on Mi'kmaq hockey sticks as the first sticks of the NHL. I found a Mi'kmaq hockey stick made in 1917, the same year the NHL was formed. I was surprised to find out the very stick I was holding was made by my great-great-grandfather, Alexander Cope. In 1934, an elder known as Old Joe Cope wrote a letter to the Halifax Herald claiming the Mi'kmaq created hockey. I found out later that I am a direct descendant of Old Joe Cope. There was a time when Mi'kmaq children were torn from their families and not allowed to speak their language, losing their words and stories. But the stories are coming back to us. Stepping on the ice, I take pride knowing the roots of the game of hockey stem from my ancestors in the Mi'kmaq Nation.
I'm Wendell Clark with a word about winning. We all know it takes a team effort in any sport and with any challenge. You can be a part of the winning team that shuts out impaired driving. Whether you're out on the town or just hanging out with friends, drink responsibly. Always have a plan for a safe ride home for yourself, your family, and your friends. You'll be helping to shut out impaired driving.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to RogersTV.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at RogersTV.com. With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Welcome back. You're watching Georgian College OHL hockey on Rogers TV. As first intermission continues on here from the Sadlin Arena. We talked about the Eastern Conference just a moment ago. We're going to focus in on the Western Conference playoff tree, and Kitchener-Saginaw up top, Windsor-Guelph, Flint, Owen Sound, London, and the Sioux. Both Windsor-Guelph, Flint, Owen Sound in action tonight. We'll again start at the top with Kitchener taking on Saginaw in their round number 1 matchup. A great season for the Kitchener Rangers. 24-3-3 since the trade deadline. The addition of Sam O'Reilly, Jared Woolley. They've been absolutely amazing for the Rangers. They may be the favorites. If it's not the Brantford Bulldogs, it certainly is the Kitchener Rangers for most people. On the other side, Saginaw, they allow a lot of shots. They allow a lot of goals, but they can also score. If Barabanov, Zhilkin, Klepov and Harper have a big series for Saginaw, they could definitely make it interesting against the Kitchener Rangers team. That's biggest question mark is in net. Looking at the 2-7 matchup between the Guelph Storm and the Windsor Spitfires. This one's a bit interesting because, you look at the records and, Guelph 28 wins, Windsor 44 wins, 17 wins after the deadline for Windsor, 10 for Guelph. But the head-to-head matchup, the Guelph Storm have 5 points in the series to Windsor's 4. The Storm did sell off the deadline, but they did add Tyler Hopkins, a guy with playoff experience. So we'll see if the Guelph Storm are able to put up a fight against Windsor. In the 3 and 6 matchup, it's the Owen Sound attack taking on the Flint Firebirds. It was a tough second half for the Owen Sound attack. They currently find themselves down 1-0 to the Flint Firebirds. 4-0 to the Flint Firebirds. Matthew Kaprowski in net there for the attack. But for Owen Sound, they beat Flint last week, so they proved they can do it. And we'll have to see if they can put up a fight. Looking for their first win in the playoffs since 2022, when they won 3 games against the Firebirds in round number 1. Looking at the most interesting matchup, the Sioux Greyhounds and the London Knights. And only the London Knights could sell off the trade deadline and still find a way to get home ice in the postseason, beating out the Sioux Greyhounds by 1 point for that spot. And the head-to-head matchup had a lot to do with that, with those 3 wins by London over the Greyhounds. That'll be an interesting series. Carter George in net for the Greyhounds has never won a playoff game before. We'll see if that changes this season. We're going to take a quick break. That's the second period. You're watching Georgian College OHL hockey on Rogers TV.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Are you a passionate content creator ready to expand your audience reach? Do you have unique stories, captivating hobbies, or special interests that deserve a spotlight? Rogers TV is here to amplify your voice within the community. We offer you the platform to broadcast your content to a wider audience. And the best part, it's completely free. Don't miss this opportunity to share your vision and engage with viewers. Find out how Rogers TV can transform your content journey today.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
I love being a champ. I am a member of the Warham's Child Amputee Program. Through CHAMP, I get the artificial limbs I need to participate in everyday activities. I'm always growing, so I always need new devices.
Support and helpful information on living with an amputation is available to me anytime.
I get to meet other kids that are just like me. It's your donations that make the Warham's CHAMP program possible. Thank you.
You're watching Georgian College OHL hockey on Rogers TV. Just about set for the second period from the Sadlin Arena. No score to report on between the IceDogs and the Barrie Colts. Shots on goal, 11-10 for the Barrie Colts. Looking out of town, 3 other games in action. 4 goals in the first period for the Flint Firebirds. They're up 4-0 after 1 on Owen Sound. No score in the first intermission between the North Bay Battalion and the Peterborough Petes. Nathan Games with the only goal in Windsor. The Spitfires leading 1-0 on the Storm after the first period. Now Mike Poirier and Gene Pereira, we're doing predictions in the second period during game notes. I had Flint winning in 5. I may be ready to knock that down to 4 already.
Yeah, are we allowed to change our picks based on results tonight, or are we stuck with that?
I'm going to do mine after the 3rd round.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, as we get ready for the second period of play between the Barrie Colts and the Niagara IceDogs, it's presented by Topper's Pizza. And that opening frame kind of felt like a chess match between these two Central Division rivals who have become very familiar with one another.
Yeah, all the preparations, like you said, there's really no surprises. So with the Colts, I noticed a couple of things, trying to get more bodies to the front of net. Yermolenko, make them fight to see the puck. And one thing I think Niagara did really well in that first period, especially early on, they were getting in lanes and blocking shots. And you do that, and again as well, forcing the puck carrier to make a quick decision.
So we're just about ready to go here for this second period of play. Both teams out on the ice, and obviously with no Kayshawn Aitchison or Ryan Robrick for their respective teams, that's got to be a bit of a factor here as teams kind of adjust here on the fly.
There's going to be adjustments. You can bet there's adjustments in that first intermission.
So we're about ready to go here. Riley Patterson's going to take the face-off against Cole Baudouin. Referee giving some instructions before he drops the puck, getting everyone to move back. And we are underway. Face-off won by Niagara. Here's Spencer. Spencer from his own blue line sends it ahead. There's a big hit by Evan Passmore. He ran over Noah Reed in the neutral zone. Colts get it out to center ice. Picking it up is Passmore. Hemming on the wing. He'll cut to the middle. Emil Hemming from the slot takes the shot. Deflected. Yermolenko didn't see it. Puck goes behind the net. Cole Baudouin with possession. Back to the point. Hanser. Hanser sets up Passmore. Passmore is going to send it around. Hemming. He's tied up. Puck goes to the far corner. Hanser down low. Quick pass in front, but that's deflected to the side of the boards. Colts trying to move it around. IceDogs hits the line, not out. Kept in there by Hanser. Hemming takes the shot. That's blocked by Patterson. Puck goes to the corner. IceDogs try and hammer this one out. They're going to get this one down the ice. Here's Riley Patterson. Patterson trying to get around the defense. He loses the handle of it. Good defensive play there by Hanser. Puck's loose in front. Whole shot stopped by Hrebeck. And he's able to recover and cover it up as Niagara quickly gets it up the ice and gets a couple of decent chances.
What an opportunity for Hall right in front there, and found himself all alone in front of Hrebeck, and the battle goes on. Nice job by Patterson getting this one to the puck in the front. Hall comes cruising in, and the puck started to roll off the stick of Hrebeck, and he wisely gets his mitt on it.
So good look there for Niagara, but Ben Hrebeck able to get the better of them as we still look for our first goal of the hockey game. Face off to the right of Hrebeck. Chase Hall's going to take the draw here against Brad Gardner. Face off won by the Colts. Von Richter gets it in the corner. He's going to flip this one down the ice. IceDogs with possession. They move it up. Here's Zada. That got by him. Chase Hall on the wing. Passes it across, but Ryerson Edgar couldn't get a stick on it. Colts get it down the ice. Wang back to pick it up here for Niagara. They'll hit the brakes. Ho-Chi Wang passing it up. That doesn't connect. Picked off there by Gardner. Brad Gardner passing it down low. Slandra sends it in front, but no one there for the Colts. And the IceDogs will get it out. Edgar, backhand pass. Zada trying to catch up to that loose puck. Ethan Zada, the Tampa Bay Lightning prospect, sends it in front. That's blocked. Colts recover. Slandra, he's going to get this one out down the ice. It went off Wang. Tiller's going to collect it, and we're going to get a whistle here for a glove-to-head pass. So about 2 minutes here into this second period. Chess match feels like it continues here between Barrie and Niagara. As the IceDogs look to regroup. We'll get this face-off here to the left of Yermolenko. Stepping into the face, take the face-off will be William Schneid against Ivan Galyanov. Colts get to it. Here's Calvin Crombie. Comes out from the corner. Crombie tied up by Del Elche, still plays it, blocked by Tiller at the blue line. Eliasson at the point. He's going to send this one around. Near side, Smith trying to get a stick on it. Kept in at the blue line by Vader. He'll send this one up. Crombie along the boards. Loose puck picked up here by Lowe. We got a delayed penalty call coming against Niagara. As Hage will touch it up, we'll get the call. And they're going to call this a hold, as Del Elche will be the guilty party here for the IceDogs.
Cole's top power play. We get an opportunity to work here, and everything's tight out there. And, you know, both these teams in a bit of a defensive shell, but well, she's going to get the arm around there with Crombie, and Crombie puts his hands up and says, "Hey, I'm held here," and it draws the call. And Barrie, power play. They're going to get their first power play of the night.
Barrie Colts, they had the third best power play in the OHL in the regular season at 26.5%, while Niagara's penalty kill 20th at 74.3%. Colts quickly move this one around. Here's Emil Hemming from the corner. Beaudoin, one-timer, misses the net, and that's going to sail down the length of the ice. A great look there for Cole Beaudoin, but just a little off target. Cole Emerton, he's going to skate it ahead, drops it back to Hemming. Hemming to Beaudoin. Beaudoin carrying it in here for the Colts, stays with it. Beaudoin back to the line, across to Wilmot. Beaudoin gets it again. Here's Cole Emerton, back to Beaudoin. Beaudoin fires, shot, scores! What a bullet! Cole Beaudoin picks off the top corner, and it's a 1-0 hockey game.
Cole Beaudoin, what a shot from the point. You know, he barely looked like he moved the stick, but that thing just exploded off the stick. Again, patience of a veteran. Colts do a good job moving across. Watch Beaudoin here, just going to pick a corner, top corner. You got a couple of bodies in front. Look at Carter Lowe, look at the screen. I don't know if Yermolenko even saw that. He's fighting to see it. Nice job there by Carter Lowe in front. Beaudoin picks a spot in the top corner, and the Colts strike first.
So Cole Beaudoin is first of the playoffs, and we have our first goal of the hockey game. It's Barrie perfect on the man advantage to start things off in this best of 7. Puck goes to the corner as the IceDogs will look to respond. Eamon Edgar trying to send it along the boards. That'll escape to center. Wang back after it for Niagara. Edgar on the forecheck. Edgar takes down Wang. Play continues. Noft trying to get this one out. Blocked there by Newton. Puck sent to the corner. Wang sends this one around. Far side. Doherty can't get it out. Kept in there by the Colts. Rolls on net. Loose puck. What a save. Rebound. Yermolenko again. And the puck was still loose. The official lost sight of it. But my, oh my, those are huge saves from Vladislav Yermolenko.
Colts fans not too happy with the early whistle. That puck was still loose, but the ref behind the net lost sight of it. Watch the Colts get this puck in low, and what an opportunity in front there for Jaden Newton, and then Overall's going to come in and take a couple of whacks at it. Watch Newton just can't get it around that left pad. What a job by Yermolenko to get out that left pad and keep that puck out.
Vladislav Yermolenko keeping this a one-goal hockey game. As the fourth line for the Barrie Colts nearly extended the lead. Now it's Hayden Reed the other way for the Ice Dogs. Sends it back to the point. Delche keeps this one in. Loose puck picked up by Hanser. Colts get it out to center. Delche can't get it by Schneid. Puck goes back into the Niagara zone. Delche sends it off the end boards. Picked up by Tiller. Tiller's going to send this one back to Delche. Reed can't get it out. Kept in by Passmore. Takes the shot, deflected, and stopped by Yermolenko. Looked like Schneid may have got a piece of it. Puck goes in the air, bouncing at center ice. Carrying it in is Patterson. Loses the handle of it. Delche will follow it up, passes it in front. That's deflected. Colts move it up. Potential 2-on-1 here. Here's Calvin Crombie. Crombie skates it in. Knocked away by Tiller. Puck goes behind the net. We got a delayed penalty here. And it's going against Niagara. Puck's in the corner. Here's Gardner. Fires, and that's blocked. And ends up going out of play, but we'll get the call. It's going to be for a hook. And it's going to be Grayson Tiller, the former Barrie Colt, heading off.
Oh, what an opportunity for Barrie here already with the power play marker, and they got some momentum now. They're going right back on the power play, and better start to the second period for Barrie as Crombie drives to net. Tiller here and wrapping up, and bit of a tough call there for Tiller, but nonetheless the Colts are going to get their second power play.
And the Colts scored on their first power play. Cole Baudouin just a few minutes ago here in the second period. Puck's knocked out to center ice. Carter Lowe's going to send it back to Baudouin. Cole Baudouin skating it up for the Colts. Over to Wilmot, near side to Carter Lowe. Puck bounced over his stick. At the point, kept in by Emerton. That's going to be sent around. Ice Dogs trying to get it out. Smith got a piece of it, but not enough. Wilmot back to Baudouin. Baudouin to Emerton. Back to Baudouin. Baudouin down low, picked up there by Hemming. Hemming from the corner in front, but that kind of handcuffed Wilmot, and that puck will sail back into the Barrie zone. 1:16 remaining of the power play for Barrie as Baudouin's going to skate it in. Baudouin to Carter Lowe. That's going to go around the boards. Hemming continues it. Baudouin back to Wilmot. Emerton at the blue line. He'll set up Wilmot. Back to Emerton. Sets up Baudouin. Baudouin fires, kicked aside Yermolenko, and Wilmot couldn't get to that rebound in time. Some more big saves from the Niagara goaltender. Baudouin down low, quick pass, Hemming, it's bouncing. And there's another chance, stopped by Yermolenko. That was Wilmot with that chance, point blank, and the Ice Dogs will get it out. Vladislav Yermolenko keeping the Ice Dogs in it. Baudouin trying to skate it in. Puck goes to the corner. Back to Zabeski. Wilmot to Von Richter. Von Richter sets up Salandra, takes the shot, that misses the net. Baudouin back at the point for the Colts, trying to go to Von Richter, knocked out by Noah Reed, and that's going to go down the ice. 20 seconds left in the penalty to Grayson Tiller. Puck's at center. Crombie trying to skate it in. That's taken away, and the Ice Dogs will clear it. Von Richter back to collect it here for the Colts, trying to keep it away from Noah Reed. Von Richter up to Crombie. Calvin Crombie through center, dumps it in. The power play has expired. So it remains a 1-0 hockey game here for the Barrie Colts. The puck escapes the zone. Von Richter will come up with it. Passes it over to Zabeski. That's knocked away. Puck comes the near side. Von Richter with the shot. Stop, rebound. Zabeski around the net, trying to bank it off the defender. That doesn't work. Zabeski fires. Loose puck. Von Richter gets to it. Backhand shot, scores! Parker Von Richter pounces on the loose puck. And the Colts have extended the lead. It's 2-0.
Well, the power play is giving the Colts some momentum, and this time they don't score on the power play, but follow up right after. Parker Von Richter come off and watch. He's going to hit the body in front. Von Richter steps in, goes to the backhand, and it just squeezes through the pads of Yermolenko. And nice little move around Patterson by Von Richter, and just watch him cut into the middle of the ice area, and it hits the right pad of Yermolenko and squeezes through, and the Colts, a couple of goals, 5 minutes apart. Up 2-0.
Well, it was such a tight game coming out of the first period. The Barrie Colts have suddenly blown this one open, as it has been a barrage of chances for the Barrie Colts on Yermolenko. Shots now 20-11 for the Barrie Colts. IceDogs keep it in. Tiller's shot, that's going to go over the net. Zada fires it across. There's a chance, stopped by Horebic. That was Patterson who was denied. Ryerson Edgar sends this one across. Loose puck picked up by Eliasson. He's going to drop that in the corner. Baudouin up ahead to Emil Hemming. Hemming, though, loses it to Edgar. Zada knocked down by Von Richter. Eliasson will collect it. Sends this one ahead. Hemming across to Wilmot. Ben Wilmot gives it up to Cole Baudouin. Baudouin will send this one around. Patterson gets a stick on it. He's trying to get it out. Far side. Hanser trips up his man. Play continues. Here's Passmore. Evan Passmore goes around the Niagara net, stays on it. Passmore leaves it down low for Schneid. Schneid around the boards, picked up here by Hanser. Hanser again for the Barrie Colts along the boards, gets away from Patterson. Puck's in the corner. Hanser down low. He's tied up. Loose puck, Crombie trying to pass it over. Delache was in the way. Delache passing this one ahead to Zada. IceDogs with possession. They're going to get this one out. Riley Patterson dumps this one into the Barrie zone, and he's going to go on for a change. Justin Hanser. He'll collect it. Long pass deflected as Crombie trying to be behind the defense. IceDogs send this one around. Chromiak on the far side takes the hit. Page up to Gallianov. Gallianov to Ray Smith. Smith back to Gallianov. His shot stopped by Horebic. Vader turns that one over. Colts, though, knock this one out to center ice. Liam Spencer sends this one forward. IceDogs dump it in. Around the boards it goes. Smith trying to get a stick on it. Here's Gallianov. Gallianov puts it off the end boards. Chromiak off the point. Colts pick it up. Vader up the ice to Govro, and he's going to get out to the neutral zone. Barnes comes up with it. He's taken down. Here's William Schneid with a breakaway. Schneid forehand, backhand, stop, rebound, another chance, and Yermolenko with another big save. Monks couldn't get that puck at center ice. Colts again trying to send it into the zone. Chromiak stood up by Govro. Govro trying to bat it ahead. Here's Eamon Edgar. Edgar goes behind the Niagara net. Backhand pass to Emerton. Cole Emerton takes the shot, deflected, and that goes wide of the net. Jaden Newton, he'll come up with it here for the Colts, takes the shot, and Yermolenko makes the glove save, and he'll hold on with 10:21 remaining in the second period, and we're going to take a quick break. 2-0 Barrie. You're watching Georgian College OHL Hockey on Rogers TV.
I'm Wendell Clark with a word about winning. We all know it takes a team effort in any sport and with any challenge. You can be a part of the winning team that shuts out impaired driving. Whether you're out on the town or just hanging out with friends, drink responsibly. Always have a plan for a safe ride home for yourself, your family, and your friends. You'll be helping to shut out impaired driving.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
Scoring here tonight for the Barrie Colts with a big power play goal right here. And for Baudouin, an amazing season for him, setting career highs. And as well, he led the OHL in game-winning goals, tied for first with Kieran Walton at a total of 10. In fact, 6 of those for Cole Baudouin came after February 1st. Mike?
Thank you, Josh. And yeah, what an impressive run by the Utah Mammoth prospect. Just gets the job done night in and night out. And open the scoring here tonight for the Barrie Colts. We'll do this face-off over again.
So the voting go out for the ballots for the Red Tilson Most Outstanding Player, and you got to figure that Bowden's really one of the serious contenders. What a year.
He has been lights out this season for the Barrie Colts, as Salandra fires that one-timer, but that's going to go out of play as Ethan Zada got his stick in the lane, but It's going to be interesting to see that race as Cole Beaudoin, his name was really picking up momentum ever since the trade deadline.
Determination, I mean, yeah, you know, he's been such a huge part of this Barrie Colts team's success this season. And he does it all, power play, penalty kill, he's a leader out there. I mean, this is such a fine example for the younger players. I mean, just a motor up and down the ice.
Face off now to the left of Vladislav Yermolenko. Ice Dogs get to it. They're going to send this to the line, not out, blocked by Salandra. Hull loses it. Wilmot fires, that's blocked. Wang trying to find it, ended up in his shorts, and then it just falls out. I had no idea where that was.
Ben Wilmot, one of the Barrie Colts' big trade deadline acquisitions, coming over from the London Knights. And in addition, he has been in. You know, just really added to the depth of this Barrie lineup. And speaking of which, where did the season go? I mean, you blink and it's over.
That was a fast 68-game schedule.
Yeah.
And we ended up with the same result as last season somehow. Here comes Emil Hemming. On the wing, passes it up. Beaudoin across. What a save again by Yermolenko. Now he's wrestling on top of Zabeski. Yermolenko throwing punches on Zabeski. He dropped his glove. And now we've got Chromiak going after Zabeski. But my oh my, Vladislav Yermolenko, he seems to be hot under the collar tonight, and especially when the Barrie Colts have just been throwing everything at him.
Well, earlier in the year, we thought we were going to have a goalie fight with Ben Arebic and Yermolenko, and watch this here, Zabeski driving to the net there, and now watch, Yermolenko's going to give him a couple of shots. What are you... He's ready to go. And he gets Chromiak coming in, his teammate for him, and Zabeski's going, what's going on? But he's a fiery competitor, Yermolenko, and
well, we'll see how they do these penalties. But my oh my, yeah, Yermolenko, he's the reason why the Ice Dogs are in this hockey game. You know, in the first period, you know, it was back and forth. Teams had chances, but here in the second, the Barrie Colts have just taken over. And if it wasn't for Yermolenko, we could be looking at a 4-0 score by this point.
He certainly made some big stops, and he's a fiery guy back there. You know, did after that game and that last Saturday here, did just outstanding, and didn't want to do an interview. And like I said early in the year, Ben Arebic was ready to drop the bits. We thought we were going to have a goalie fight there, Mike, and in St. Catharines, and now watch Zabeski. It looks like he's going to get the extra two. I guess they're ruling that he crashed in on purpose, and
well, it seemed like that kind of caught Zabeski by surprise that Yermolenko was dropping the mitts.
Yeah, I don't think he was expecting it.
Well, now it looks like, I think it's Liam Spencer that just went into the penalty box for Niagara. But right now they're showing it's going to be a power play here for the Niagara Ice Dogs out of all that.
Well, Zabeski, I guess they say that, you know, it looked like the Niagara player kind of guided him in there. But Yermolenko took exception and right away jumped on, kind of wrestled Zabeski down to the ice, and then they're still going to discuss something here.
Well, it looks like Dylan Smoskowitz wants to have a conversation with the officials. As the door's still open for the Barrie Colts, they need to put another player in the box is what it looks like. And I don't think Smoskowitz agrees with the penalty. I think he's referencing the fact that Yermolenko is throwing punches.
Well, I think what he's, you know, you look at it, he said, look, he goes, Zabeski was guided in there, and then even then, and go, how is it not even? Because Yermolenko was the first one to kind of start throwing punches. How does he not get? Moskowitz shaking his head, not liking that one, and nonetheless, Edgar will take his seat, and we're going to have a Niagara power play, the second of the contest for them.
And they move it around quickly. There's the shot. That's going to be blocked and ends up going out of play. And we'll do this face-off again. So it's Eamon Edgar who's going to serve the penalty, which it really isn't surprising. It seems like Edgar always, he's the one that gets sent across the ice to serve these penalties.
He's a young player, and you know what a finish to this season he had. I mean, both these Edgars on both teams, not related, but Ryerson Edgar was outstanding for Niagara in his rookie season. And even Edgar was just that second half as he got more ice time, really stepped it up.
Colts are going to get this one down the ice. They're just announcing the penalties right now. So Yarmolenko was handed a roughing penalty out of all that. But it remains a power play for Niagara as the fans here at the Saddleland showing their take on this power play situation. So the puck goes deep. Ice Dogs try and move it around. Patterson over to Ryerson Edgar at the point. Chromiak passes it over to Patterson. Patterson takes the shot. That's going to miss the net. Hayden Reed takes a bump there from Hemming. Colts get to it, and they'll send it down the ice. And they'll make a change here as Yarmolenko will play it behind his own net. Leaves it there for Chromiak. Jakub Chromiak goes for a skate. Into the attacking zone. Hayden Reed passes it back. There's the shot, deflected over the net. Eliasson throwing his weight around. Puck's behind the Barrie net. Colts come up with it, and they're just going to put this down the ice. 43 seconds remaining in the power play here for Niagara as they're forced back deep in their own zone. Riley Patterson takes his time, sets up Chase Hall. Hall enters the zone. He'll peel back. His pass bouncing. Wang towards the net. Kicked aside by Hrebeck. Puck's in the corner. Passmore trying to send it ahead. Doherty reaches for it. Puck's bouncing in front. And we're going to get a whistle here for a glove-to-head pass. And we'll bring this. Looks like it's coming outside the Barrie blue line.
It says a pretty even first period, and the Colts are really up to 24-14 the shots now, and still 20 seconds remaining here as the Ice Dogs are going to gain some momentum here and try to get one here. Especially the teams come playoff time are always so big.
Wang sends this one ahead. Hull's going to dump it in. Doesn't go too far. Emerton tried to get it out. The second time's a charm. Yarmolenko behind his own net. Eamon Edgar about to come out of the penalty box, so Niagara now 0 for 2 on the power play tonight. Doherty inside his own blue line sends it down the ice. Noah Reed gives chase, beats the icing. Reed behind the net, passes in front. One-timer scores! Firing that was Sean Doherty, and the Ice Dogs are on the board. It's 2-1.
Now, what a huge goal for Niagara. You come right back, and you don't get it on the power play, but I mean, Barrie had really taken over the game in the second period, and what a beauty set up by Noah Reed there, finding Doherty coming in, and it's a big goal for Niagara. And Reed's going to stop, turn around, sees Doherty coming in right in that face-off circle, and the one-timer beats Ben Hrebeck. What a play by Reed. Kind of turn, fire, find the man, and back of the net.
Yeah, it was a great play there as Noah Reed beat out that icing call and knew that he had reinforcements coming and finds Sean Doherty for his first of the playoffs. And the Ice Dogs are back in this hockey game. It's now a 2-1 score, and now it's an icing call against Barrie, so they'll bring this one back with 7:25 left to go in the second period.
You get the power play opportunity, a chance to kind of push back, and you don't connect on it, but Noah Reed, again, you find a man, and again, Doherty is, I don't know why it always seems like he comes up with big games against Barrie, Doherty.
And more often than not, he's the one that stands out here for Niagara. Playing on that fourth line tonight with Monks and Knopf. Colts sent it down ice. Icing is waved off. Chromiak back to pick it up. Avoids the hit there from Wilmot. On the boards, picked off by Salandra. Joe Salandra passing that one over to Teague Vader. Vader along the boards. In front, Wilmot. That got away from him. The Ice Dogs move it out. Ryerson Edgar up to Zada. Zada carrying it in on the wing. Loses it, drops it for Edgar. Edgar takes the hit there from Vader. Schneid comes up with it here for the Barrie Colts. He's going to skate this one up. Schneid over to Eliasson. Wilmot receives the pass. Wilmot fires. Stopped by Yarmolenko. No rebound to work with. And he'll get the whistle.
Yarmolenko doing a good job covering up there. And stranger Eliasson, a little bit of a smile with Chada. Going over and saying hello. And earlier this week signed his entry-level contract with the Ottawa Senators. Now, what addition he has been. Originally acquired from the Niagara IceDogs. You know, the guy that really kind of relishes that GOAT role, and he does it oh so well. That big physical presence there, loves to kill penalties. What a pickup he's been for the Barrie Colts.
Well, he's getting a lot more ice time here tonight with Kayshawn Aitchison out due to suspension. As they win the face-off, quick shot blocked by Tiller. That was Hemming who released that one. Puck's at center. Smith, he'll dump this one in. Around the boards it goes. Eliasson trying to go up to Newton. Kept in. Here's Doherty again. Taken there by Gallianov. He falls. Play continues. Hemming trying to move it along the boards. Eliasson skates into a Doherty. Baudouin back to Von Richter. Parker Von Richter, he's going to go for a skate. He's got room. Right now has the go-ahead goal. Von Richter to Baudouin. Baudouin to the net. Takes the shot. Stop. Rebound. Puck's loose. It's sitting there, and that just goes wide of the post. Looked like it may have been Von Richter who was trying to get that one to go. Now the Ice Dogs will move it up. Here's Hage. Hage carrying this one in for Niagara. He'll peel back. Hage sends it ahead. He's dumped. Loose stick there getting in the way. Monks sends it around, back behind the net. Knopf comes up with it here for Niagara. He's taken down by Lowe. Hanser trying to play it. Battle behind the Colts net. Knopf, his pass is blocked. Monks gets to it, back to the line. Here's Wang. Wang takes the shot, stopped by Harebic. He bats that one to the corner. Cole Baudouin will pick it up, sends this one forward. Carter Lowe skates it out here for the Colts. Flips this one down the ice. That was before the red line, so it's going to be an icing call against the Colts. With 5:16 remaining here in the second period, it's 2-1 Barrie. We're going to take a quick break. It's a 2-1 score, and you're watching Georgian College OHL Hockey on Rogers TV.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Big year for Ice Dogs rookie Ryerson Edgar, finishing it off with an overtime winner last weekend against the Barrie Colts. And for Edgar this year, he sits 5th in goals and 6th in points among OHL rookies. However, among OHL rookies born in the year 2009, Edgar is 1st in both goals and points. As well, Parker Von Richter with a goal there for the Barrie Colts. That's his first career playoff goal in the OHL. Mike?
Second there. Just before the break, as the Colts get it out to center, Delche will dump it in. Back to play here is Justin Hanser. Hanser sends this one back. Lowe's going to chase after it. Hayden Reed gets to it first. Reed back to Patterson. Stopped there by Harebic. Hanser comes out from behind the net, being chased there by Reed. Gets it up to Gardner. Brad Gardner through center. He'll flip this one deep. Ends up in the corner. Delche tied up there. Puck's in the corner. He'll send this one ahead. At the point, Von Richter takes the shot, deflected, stop, rebound, Crombie's blocked. That was Patterson standing right in front of him, and the Ice Dogs move it up. Hayden Reed's gonna dump it in, goes off for a change. Von Richter back to pick it up. 4:23 left to go in the period. Brad Gardner through the neutral zone, flips this one deep. Puck goes off the end boards. Ice Dogs trying to send it around. Hall was blocked by Crombie, gets it again. Chase Hall, the former Flint Firebird, through center. Up to Zada, but that's going to be an offside call. Then Zabeski throws a hit after the whistle. I don't think a penalty's been indicated here, but Mason Zabeski trying to get under the skin of the Niagara IceDogs.
Well, the Barrie Colts have done a good job tonight of getting bodies to the net here, and goes back to the point. Quick shot, and right on the doorstep there, banging away. This Carter Lowe. Here's Zabeski, the hit there, just along the boards, and Shada's gonna respond to that. And I think as we move along in this series, it's going to get more and more physical.
Well, especially with how familiar these two teams are. They met in the playoffs in the first round last year as well. No love lost between Niagara and Barrie as that puck rolls deep. Yarmolenko gets to the line. Crombie can't keep it in. Von Richter will send it back to Emerton. That's deflected, so no icing. Yarmolenko out of his net. Puck rolls to him. Sends it over. Schneid, though, can't keep it. Wraith Smith gets it out to center ice. Vader puts it right back into the IceDog zone. Yarmolenko plays at the side of the net. Barnes up ahead to Ryerson Edgar. Edgar through center. Passes that one up to Zada. Zada will dump it in. Vader on the near side takes the hit. Throwing his weight around is Smith. Wilmot trying to dig that one free. Ends up back behind the Barrie net. Here's Justin Hanser. Hanser with some room. He'll send it up the wing. Zabeski was trying to get to it. Now he'll dump it in. Wilmot gives chase. He's got Schneid in front of the net. Wilmot hits the brakes. Goes back to the corner. Wilmot in front. That's blocked. And the IceDogs pick it up. That's Ivan Gallianov. Gallianov up to Doherty. Doherty picks up speed. Lost the handle of it. That's blocked by Hanser. Ends up back in the neutral zone. Chromiak sends this one around. Stopped behind the net by Harevik. Teague Vader's there. Vader, long pass, deflected. It's going to go deep, so no icing. Grayson Tiller back to play it. Up ahead to Noah Reed. Reed will peel back. IceDogs right now completing a line change. Tiller is going to go back behind his own net, being chased there by Beaudoin. Beaudoin, the big hit, takes the puck. Beaudoin behind the Niagara net. He'll weave back to Eliasson. Shot stopped by Yarmolenko. Beaudoin back to the line. Passmore can't keep it in. Evan Passmore is going to dump this one back into the Niagara zone. Far side, that's Beaudoin. Beaudoin plays it for the Colts from the corner, back to Passmore. Waits, fires, and misses that far post. And they're going to say this made contact with the netting, so we're going to get a whistle.
Well, how about the big rig there and Beaudoin? I mean, just, you know, perfect example of what he brings. I mean, goes in on the forecheck, steals the puck, creates an opportunity, and just a big body, not afraid to get in those tough areas. And it seems like it's just like a big rig up and down the ice.
Well, he just has that ability to take over a shift. And we just saw that there in that period. Throws the hit on Tiller, and suddenly it's the Barrie Colts getting all the opportunities. Face-off won by Niagara. They're going to send this one around. That'll go all the way back into the Barrie end. Icing's waved off. Von Richter will play it. Parker Von Richter passing this one across. Here's Emil Hemming. Hemming skates it in on the wing. Across, trying to go to Beaudoin. He was handcuffed there. Puck goes wide to the net. Chromiak will find it. Gets this one down the ice. Picked up by Von Richter at center. Von Richter. He'll just dump this one in. Chromiak chases after it for the IceDogs. Chromiak facing pressure there from Zabeski. Spencer is able to help him out. Spencer ahead for Ryerson Edgar. Edgar picks up momentum through center, passes it up to Smith, but they're going to call this offside with 1:26 to go.
This Colts team, good pressure up front here, and watch this pass. It almost gets across, and Beaudoin not able to quite get a good stick on it. Somehow that puck made its way. It took a little bit of time to get there, but it got through.
Well, it looked like he had his stick tied up by a pair of IceDog players as well. As Niagara trying to limit his space after he opened the scoring here in the second period. That puck's going to go down the ice. Gardner's going to beat out the icing. Gardner to Salandra, but that's knocked away from him. Salandra gets it again here for the Colts. Down low, behind the net to Wilmot. Wilmot hits the brakes, trying to get away from Wang. Ends up in the corner. IceDogs can't get it out. Gardner's there. Now it's taken by Wraith Smith. Picked his pocket was Gardner. Gardner goes down. Fens want a penalty, none coming. Play continues along the boards as we're in the final minute of the second period. Gardner trying to get it by Galyanov. Galyanov puts it back to the corner. IceDogs with possession. That's Barnes who will set up behind the net. Blake Barnes being chased out there by Crombie. He'll skate this one forward. Barnes reaches center. He'll dump this one in. And he'll go around the net. Eliasson keeps it away from Patterson. Gives it to Crombie. Calvin Crombie skates it up. Reaches center. He'll dump it in. Yermolenko out of his net to play it. Puts it around the glass. Schneid knocks it down. Low sends to the corner. Crombie's there for the Colts. Calvin Crombie tied up by Tiller. Tiller falls on top of the puck. They continue to dig for it. 5 seconds left. Behind the net, Schneid digs it free. Back to Eliasson with that one-timer, but his stick blows up. And that's going to go wide of the net as the Barrie Colts just chance after chance, and we're rewarded with a pair of goals.
Well, that big goal by Niagara there late by Doherty, though. They made a one-goal hockey game, but that period mostly controlled by... There you go. Now we got some...
Wraith Smith was going after Ben Harabic and then skating back to step up for his goaltender. Trying to see what that was. That's Luke Govro. As Govro was going after Smith. So the officials will get between these two as some fireworks here at the end of the second period.
Let's see if we can take a look here as Ben Harabic's just going to come up the old water and few words. Smith's going to come up and a little bit of a tap. Passmore taking exception to watch Govro. Like I said, these two teams quite familiar with one another, and see what comes out of this.
So it's going to be at least a couple of penalties, but we'll have to wait and see how... Well, Smith was going over to the officials. As Wraith Smith not done having a word with the referees and Cole Bodwin, but this is just game one of the best-of-7 series.
Just getting started.
So these two will have a discussion with the referees. We'll wait to figure out the penalties, but in the meantime, we're going to take a quick break. It's 2-1 Barrie. You're watching Georgian College OHL Hockey on Rogers TV.
My name is Chase Nicholas. I am a Mi'kmaq hockey player. Growing up, I always remember my family talking about the Mi'kmaq as the creators of the game of hockey. In grade 7, I did research on Mi'kmaq hockey sticks as the first sticks of the NHL. I found a Mi'kmaq hockey stick made in 1917, the same year the NHL was formed. I was surprised to find out the very stick I was holding was made by my great-great-grandfather, Alexander Cope. In 1934, an elder known as Old Joe Cope wrote a letter to the Halifax Herald claiming the Mi'kmaq created hockey. I found out later that I am a direct descendant of Old Joe Cope. There was a time when Mi'kmaq children were torn from their families and not allowed to speak their language, losing their words and stories. But the stories are coming back to us. Stepping on the ice, I take pride knowing the roots of the game of hockey stem from my ancestors in the Mi'kmaq Nation.
I'm Wendell Clark with a word about winning. We all know it takes a team effort in any sport and with any challenge. You can be a part of the winning team that shuts out impaired driving. Whether you're out on the town or just hanging out with friends, drink responsibly. Always have a plan for a safe ride home for yourself, your family, and your friends. You'll be helping to shut out impaired driving.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to RogersTV.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at RogersTV.com. With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to the Sadlin Arena. You're watching Georgian College OHL hockey on Rogers TV. 2-1 for the Colts after the second period. Joining me now, Colts defenseman Parker Von Richter. Parker, first career OHL playoff goal for you. How did that feel?
You know, it felt good, but it felt good because, you know, it's a team effort. We're sticking to our game plans, and it worked out for us.
Now for you guys, big period for you there with 2 goals. How are you feeling going into the third?
Feeling confident going into the third. I feel like we play our best hockey in the third, so this is going to be a good period.
And for you guys as well, it feels like the physicality is starting to notch up like a traditional playoff series here already.
That's our game. We love the physicality, and we're all there for it. So it's going to be a rough night for them.
Parker, thanks for doing this. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Parker Von Richter of the Barrie Colts. We'll take a quick break. Game notes on the other side. You're watching Georgian College OHL hockey on Rogers TV.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Are you a passionate content creator ready to expand your audience reach? Do you have unique stories, captivating hobbies, or special interests that deserve a spotlight? Rogers TV is here to amplify your voice within the community. We offer you the platform to broadcast your content to a wider audience. And the best part, it's completely free. Don't miss this opportunity to share your vision and engage with viewers. Find out how Rogers TV can transform your content journey today.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
I love being a champ. I am a member of the Warham's Child Amputee program. Through CHAMP, I get the artificial limbs I need to participate in everyday activities. I'm always growing, so I always need new devices.
Support and helpful information on living with an amputation is available to me anytime.
I get to meet other kids that are just like me. It's your donations that make the Warham's CHAMP program possible. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Sadlin Arena. You're watching Georgian College OHL hockey on Rogers TV. And guys, we're going to have to go for a little bit here because intermission technically just started. The clock has just started going. The officials are starting to come off the ice. They gave an explanation to Cole Baudouin and Riley Patterson. They're now heading down the tunnel and heading off. And it looks like after 4.5 minutes of review, there's no penalties. So we're back where we started. I was in the tunnel. I didn't actually see what happened. So why don't you guys give your opinion here?
Well, Benarevic, Smite's going to come over and give a little bit of a glove tap there, and then pass more, and Wilmot and Govro is going to come over. A little bit of a left jab there. And initially, they had Govro up for 5 minutes, although it was number 12 first, and I was wondering who that was, but they've taken that off, so it doesn't look like there's any penalties on the board right now. But what's clear is this game moves along here. We see more chippiness, and both goaltenders drawing a lot of attention, obviously, in this contest.
Well, it almost looked like Govro was actually trying to reach to grab his collar and then made contact with his chin. You saw Ray Smith, though, trying to show that he was bleeding to maybe somehow plead his case with that call. But like you said, everything's been taken off the board. I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be 4-on-4 or maybe coincidental penalties to start the third period. But man, oh man, this is just game one, and we're already getting these kind of fireworks.
Well, Parker Von Richter said this is the type of way the Barrie Colts like to play. They like to play that physical game, and as he said, they want to make it a bad day for the opposing team. Anyway, we put on our thinking caps this week, and we started doing predictions. Thomas West isn't here, but this is his favorite part of the season, is getting these predictions going. We waited until game one of the playoffs, and we got them. Western Conference is going to be on Saturday, but we have our Eastern Conference picks ready.
We do. I think we're going to get it up on the board here. You know, when you get old, your memory starts to go a bit here. And here's mine here. I mean, Brantford, I think, over Sudbury 4 straight. I don't think any surprise there. I mean, I think this is going to be a 5-game series here with Barrie Niagara. And look, I think the games are going to be close. But I think the Colts depth is going to win out here in that series. And Ottawa, Kingston, a lot of people talking about Kingston possible upset there, but that Ottawa team was, pretty impressive. It's a young Kingston team. I got a little bit longer there in 6 games, and then I think the series that everybody's kind of like a flip of a coin, North Bay in Peterborough. I think North Bay won the season series, and that's why I kind of give them the edge, even though they got home ice. But they play such a disciplined game. But that's going to be a really good and fun series to watch.
Yeah, and I think our picks are pretty similar. So you were either checking my notes or I don't know what happened there.
Oh, it says the guy that responds to the email last.
Well, that's besides the point.
Thank you.
That's besides the point.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Okay, so for my picks, I also have the Brantford Bulldogs in 4 over the Sudbury Wolves. I was going to put Barrie in 5 on Niagara, but I'll have to put a note. Game 5 is my wife's birthday, and she would really like me home that night. So that's kind of why I went with 4. As well, Ottawa over Kingston in 6. I was very close to saying Kingston in 7 just because Troy Mann has them playing great disciplined hockey. They've been getting some good goaltending from Minchak and Betts, and then you got Malik McGowan. So this was so close, but I'm going to give it to Ottawa. And then this one, like you said, the toss-up, Peterborough, North Bay. I ended up going with the Petes because they have home ice advantage. I figure they're going to win it in 7. But these two teams are, I think, going to be two that are going to be strong contenders next season. And that rivalry, I think, between Peterborough and North Bay is just getting started.
Yeah, early division winner picks, maybe. I think Ottawa may take the East Division next year. Here are my predictions now.
They don't even put your name.
They didn't even have my name. They don't recognize me. I'm not a part of this broadcast anymore. Anyway. I took Brantford in 4 over the Sudbury Wolves. I think the Colts win in 5. I wonder if it goes similar to last year, where Barrie takes the first 2 here. Niagara responds with 1 on the road, but then the Colts take game 4 and 5. But I think it's similar to last year, where it's still a very entertaining series despite being 5 games. Like you, I wanted to do Kingston, but I just think at the end of the day, Ryder Fedorov may be the best goaltender in the OHL, and I don't know if Kingston's going to have the firepower to get too many past him, especially in a Game 7 scenario. I'll take Ottawa in 7 there, and then the Peterborough. Oh, it's got my name now. Look.
Hey, production did that for you.
Well, after half an hour of whining, you got it, okay?
Half an hour. Well, I've got the Peterborough Petes over the North Bay Battalion, and like I said in the first intermission, I wonder if that's a Barrie Kingston type series from last year, where Peterborough takes their 4 home games, North Bay takes their 3 home games, and the Petes move on to round number 2. Like we mentioned, predictions for the Western Conference will be on Saturday. We'll see how Mike Poirier copied Gene and I on that side of things. Looking at what? I'm defending you, and now you're mad.
I'm not mad.
Anyways,
this is getting off the rails.
Barrie and Niagara felt like a.
This segment just went right off.
Okay,
it got away from him.
Oh, here we go again.
Okay, restarting. Are we good?
Let's do it.
Okay. Barrie Niagara felt like a tight first period, but Colts, despite a 2-on goal scoring there, kind of took control of that second period and started with that power play.
Yeah, look, I mean, that game could have easily been 3-4-0 for Barrie. And then it's a different hockey game, but Yermolenko comes up with some big stops. Barrie doing a much better job of getting bodies to the front of the net, creating chances. But, Niagara, again, you get that late goal, all of a sudden it's 2-1. You can see it give them life near the end of that second period. So it sets up for a big, an interesting third period. But that goal for Niagara could be really big here late.
Well, it's really not surprising seeing this game so close, considering 5 of 6 this season ended up being 1-goal differences, 3 needing overtime. Like, it's quite remarkable how close these two teams have played one another, and it just goes to show they're so familiar with one another, and that goes a long way. But what a play by Yermolenko. If he wasn't making some of these big stops, this game would probably be well out of reach here for Niagara.
And he's ready to kind of take the enforcer role.
Oh, exactly.
Well, let's talk about that situation pretty quickly. I mean, Yermolenko, Mason Zabeski's a pretty big guy. He wasn't scared at all.
No, he's sending him out. I mean, we saw him. He was ready to go at Ben Rebic at, across center ice. To that kind of cooler heads prevailed. Both teams didn't want to lose their goalie for a good amount of time there. But, again, Yermolenko's just been outstanding in this one. And I think Barrie's doing a much better job of getting traffic to the front of the net. I mean, the way he played the other night, what do? You get traffic. Make him fight to see the puck, but he's still finding the puck through all that traffic.
Yeah, and it's been I was kind of surprised with how much of a chess match it was in the first period, considering, these two teams know each other quite well, and you kind of figured maybe Niagara would want to take that step to get the pressure off early. But give credit, though, to the IceDogs. They played a solid start to this game on the road, and with that second, a good response. Noah Reed beating out the icing call, and it's the depth guys getting that job done on the fourth line. Doherty with that goal.
Now, 3 other games going on out of town right now. Here is the out-of-town scoreboard. Flint up 5-0 on Owenstown. 3 power play goals for the Firebirds. North Bay up 1-0 after 2 on Peterborough. Windsor up 2-0 on the Guelph Storm. That Windsor-Guelph game, I was watching it a bit, guys, and Windsor's a bit better. Obviously, you look at points, you look at wins and everything, but the Guelph Storm have held their own against the Spitfires this year.
Look, I mean, Guelph's kind of a funny team. They look good kind of one night, not so good the other night. I saw them earlier in the year, been Brantford, and Brantford ended up winning that in the third, but I thought they played pretty well there. But Windsor's gone through some injury issues as well, so look, as they've gotten some bodies back recently. I think they're going to improve on that.
Yeah, and also to note, though, for the Owenstown Attack, trying to win their first playoff game in 4 years. The last 3 playoff series ended up being sweeps. So for the Attack, it's been a Jekyll and Hyde kind of season. They had that amazing start. They struggled mightily midway through the year and then kind of bounced back here to climb to 6th place in the Western Conference standings. But man, oh man, not looking great there at the Dork down in Flint, being down 5-0. It's just an Owenstown Attack team that just, you don't know what you're going to get on any given night.
Well, this was certainly a segment.
Certainly.
We're going to take a quick break. You're watching Georgian College OHL Hockey on Rogers TV.
My name is Chase Nicholas. I am a Mi'kmaq hockey player. Growing up, I always remember my family talking about the Mi'kmaq as the creators of the game of hockey. In grade 7, I did research on Mi'kmaq hockey sticks as the first sticks of the NHL. I found a Mi'kmaq hockey stick made in 1917, the same year the NHL was formed. I was surprised to find out the very stick I was holding was made by my great-great-grandfather, Alexander Cope. In 1934, an elder known as Old Joe Cope wrote a letter to the Halifax Herald claiming the Mi'kmaq created hockey. I found out later that I am a direct descendant of Old Joe Cope. There was a time when Mi'kmaq children were torn from their families and not allowed to speak their language, losing their words and stories. But the stories are coming back to us. Stepping on the ice, I take pride knowing the roots of the game of hockey stem from my ancestors in the Mi'kmaq Nation.
I'm Wendell Clark with a word about winning. We all know it takes a team effort in any sport and with any challenge. You can be a part of the winning team that shuts out impaired driving. Whether you're out on the town or just hanging out with friends, drink responsibly. Always have a plan for a safe ride home for yourself, your family, and your friends. You'll be helping to shut out impaired driving.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com. With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Welcome back. You're watching Georgian College OHL hockey on Rogers TV. 2-1 for the Colts after 2 periods. And there are some rule changes coming to the CHL potentially next year. Elliot Freeman reporting early last week that there's going to be changes to how the AHL and the CHL work together. Now, traditionally, it was only your overage season that you could play in the AHL as a junior hockey player. It was either CHL or NHL in the years prior, but now there's going to be a new rule where in your 19-year-old season, if you are a first-round pick, you are allowed to play in the AHL. And this is the same as how the overage rule works, where it goes by birth year. So next year, 06s, any 2006 born player would be eligible for the AHL, and then any 2007 born player drafted in the first round would be eligible for the AHL. Now, the 5 guys from the OHL that have already been drafted that are eligible: Brady Martin, who spent some time up with the Nashville Predators last season; Jake O'Brien, one of the best players in the OHL this year. You look at guys like that and you wonder, hey, maybe those are guys that could benefit next year from being in the AHL. Maybe you look at a guy like Jack Nesbitt or a guy like Henry Burstevich, and maybe you think, okay, maybe they should start in the AHL and then maybe come back to the OHL eventually. Now, for the draft, obviously there is a deadline in September. If you're born later than that, your draft year gets delayed a year, and that was the case for Chase Reed, Adam Novotny, and Ryan Robrick. They're all in the OHL. They're all potential first-rounders. Robrick has slid a bit throughout the season, but he's still got a shot. Novotny and Chase Reed looking like lottery draft picks this season in the NHL draft, and those are guys that could potentially head off to the AHL next season should their team choose that is the best development. One thing to keep in mind, they are allowed an unlimited amount of players in the AHL. However, it may not be best for their development, and that's up for the teams to decide, so they can come back to the CHL. We're going to take a quick break. Then it's the 3rd period from the Saddle Arena. You're watching Georgian College OHL hockey on Rogers TV.
Colts fans, the Barrie Colts 50-50 draw is now online. You can get tickets even if you aren't at the game. Proceeds go to the Barrie Colts Foundation. Scan the QR code on your screen for more information.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Are you a passionate content creator ready to expand your audience reach? Do you have unique stories, captivating hobbies, or special interests that deserve a spotlight? Rogers TV is here to amplify your voice within the community. We offer you the platform to broadcast your content to a wider audience. And the best part, it's completely free. Don't miss this opportunity to share your vision and engage with viewers. Find out how Rogers TV can transform your content journey today.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
I love being a champ. I am a member of the Warham's Child Amputee Program. Through CHAMP, I get the artificial limbs I need to participate in everyday activities. I'm always growing, so I always need new devices.
Support and helpful information on living with an amputation is available to me anytime.
I get to meet other kids that are just like me. It's your donations that make the War-Amps Champ program possible. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Saddle Arena, just about set for the third period of play. Scoring summary for the second period. Cole Baudouin on the power play, followed by Parker Von Richter, made it 2-0 for the Colts. Sean Doherty, a big response for Niagara to make it 2-1. Shots on goal, 17-6 for the Colts for a total of 28-16. Looking out of town, Flint up 6-0 on Owen Sound in the third. North Bay up 1-0 in the third period on Peterborough. Guelph and Windsor just getting set for the third period of play, 2-0 heading to that. Flint and Owen Sound alive. Looking here as the Owen Sound attack try and get something going. Looking at our game, Luke Govro, Ray Smith, both in the box for the next 2 minutes. Looks like we'll get a little bit of 4-on-4. Now for the call of the third period, it's Mike Poirier and Gene Pereira. Guys?
Thank you, Josh. And yes, just getting ready to go here for the third period of play. Govro and Smith in the box, but Calvin Crombie also joining them in the penalty box as Govro continues to have words there with Ray Smith.
Like I said, we're just getting the series started. Both benches active, a one-goal hockey game. Doherty's late goal, the Colts look like they're really starting to put the pedal down, but that late goal by Niagara, and that sets up what should be a great third period here.
So a little extra room out there with a 4-on-4 situation. Baudouin, Hemming, Hanser, and Passmore on the ice for the Colts. And for Niagara, Riley Patterson set to take the draw with Hayden and Noah Reed both on the ice. And then Jakub Kromiak, the lone defenseman. And the third period underway. Passmore back to play it here for the Colts. Leaves it for Baudouin. Cole Baudouin's going to skate it up. Charges through center ice on the wing. Baudouin gets by Hayden Reed in front. That stays out, trying to set up Hemming on the far side. What a chance there early on for the Colts. Niagara gets it out. Patterson will skate this one back. Had his pocket picked by Baudouin. Baudouin backhand, stopped by Yarmolenko. Puck comes to the point, kept in by Von Richter. Von Richter's pass is blocked, comes to the near point. Justin Hanser up ahead to Baudouin. Cole Baudouin's going to leave it there for Hemming. Hemming skates to the middle, waits, fires. That's blocked by Kromiak. Loose puck, and that's fired wide by Baudouin. Hayden Reed trying to keep it away from Justin Hanser. Baudouin trying to force it around. Puck's in the corner. Baudouin still with it. Sends it back to Wilmot. Wilmot across. Finds Von Richter. Toe drag. Shot stop. Rebound. And that's wide of the net. Another chance. Wilmot stopped again by Yarmolenko. Wilmot at the point. Goes to Baudouin. Baudouin back to Wilmot. Ben Wilmot fires. And a nice glove save by Yarmolenko as the Barrie Colts continue to where they left off in the second period, just putting pucks on net.
Well, what an opening shift for the Barrie Colts. They have great chances. It's Cole Baudouin. Watch, he's going to lead the rush here. And he's going to march around the defender there and sets up Hemming coming across, who just misses. And then after this, again, Baudouin, the forecheck on Patterson, strips Patterson of the puck there. And a backhander, that's stopped by Yarmolenko then. But again, just a force out there, creating chances. Cole Baudouin is.
Colts win the draw. There's Wilmot, and that's blocked by Ryerson Edgar. Puck's going to come back to the Colts blue line. Von Richter with possession. He'll take it back behind his own net. Parker Von Richter sends this one across to Wilmot. Ben Wilmot skates it in for Barrie, cuts to the middle, takes the shot, and Yarmolenko sees that one, and he's able to get his mitt on it.
A little bit of pushing and shoving in front here, and 4-on-4. You know, and Keyshawn Aitchison obviously serving the 2-game suspension, and you know, it's one of the game breakers. That, you know, really turns the attention of Von Richter, who's just been really good already with a goal tonight here, creating offensive chances, and so many different parts of his game. And ever since coming to Barrie, he's really stepped it up offensively as well. We've seen that here tonight.
It was a nice backhand in the second period that gave the Colts the 2-0 lead at the time. Puck's going to sail out to the neutral zone. Gardner back to Emerton. Cole Emerton will pick up some momentum. Reaches center ice. Emerton skates this one in for the Colts. Far side, he'll hit the brakes. Emerton still with it. Goes back the line, gives it up to Von Richter. Von Richter towards the net. Wilmot, but can't get there. Good work there by Zada. And the penalized players are back on the ice, so it's now back to 5-on-5. Setting up behind his own net will be Hao-Shi Wang. He's going to take his time, now skates it forward. Wang reaches the blue line. At center, he'll dump this one in. Around the boards it goes. Ryerson Edgar tried to get a stick on it. Salandra has it in his skates. Wade Smith trying to move it. Passmore leans into his man. Puck's in the corner. Salandra sends that one ahead. That's going to get out of his reach. And that's now an icing call against Barrie.
Barrie Colts been fairly good third periods this season. It's been usually their best period. They need another big one here, holding on to that 1-goal lead, and a good start to this third period by Barrie. A couple of early chances, but that matters what the scoreboard says. And right now, just a 1-goal lead over the Niagara IceDogs.
And the shots now heavily favoring Barrie, 33-16. As Yarmolenko, he has been the difference here tonight for Niagara, keeping them in this hockey game. As Delche fires, stopped by Hrebeck. That one comes to the near side. Hayden Reed sends it back. Picked up by the IceDogs. That's Noah Reed. He's in the corner. Passmore trying to tie up Patterson. Loose puck. Picked up by Noah Reed. Back to the line. Tiller. Grayson Tiller takes the shot. That's going to go wide of the net. IceDogs trying to get to it. Far side. Noah Reed. Backhand pass to Patterson. Riley Patterson comes off the boards. Takes the shot. Stopped by Hrebeck. Puck bouncing in the corner. Picked up by Hanser. Justin Hanser. Skate this one out. Sends it down the ice. Delche got a stick on it, so no icing. Delche back behind his own net. Jaden Newton takes it away for Barrie. Newton from the corner, puts it in front. No one there for the Colts. Edgar throws the hit, but that puck's going to escape the zone. Von Richter comes up with it. Sends it ahead to Jaden Newton. Here's Eamon Edgar. Edgar takes the shot, blocked by Tiller. Puck goes to the corner. Tiller's going to send this one around. It went off Hayden Reed, and then he takes out Edgar. Puck goes to center ice. Teague Vader, he's going to put this one back into the Niagara zone. Grayson Tiller there to play it. Sends this one around. Carter Lowe throws his weight around. At the point, kept in by Edgar. It's in the air. Yarmolenko gets under it. Puck's still loose as Carter Lowe couldn't find it in time. Smith sends it back to Spencer. And Spencer ahead, trying to go to Tiller. Doherty will get this one out. That's center ice. Wraith Smith sends it ahead. Vader's there for the Colts. He'll backtrack into his own zone. Passes it up to Von Richter. Von Richter sends this one around. Teague Vader after it for the Colts. Up ahead to Mason Zabeski. That'll roll into the Niagara zone. Spencer's pass picked off by Hemming. Emil Hemming leaves it for Beaudoin. Beaudoin along the boards. Gets it down the ice behind the Niagara net. Loose puck. Eliasson comes off the point. Zada, though, gets it out. Emerton has that one get by him. Ryerson Edgar gives chase. Puck's in the corner. Edgar comes up with it for the IceDogs, but that's taken there by Cole Beaudoin. Beaudoin's going to send this one deep for Barrie. Back to pick it up is Wang. Wang behind his own net. Puts it off the end boards. In front shot. That goes wide. Yarmolenko may have got a piece of it. Eliasson to the net, and that's picked up by Chromiak. And now it's Ryerson Edgar on a breakaway. Edgar, forehand, backhand, stopped by Hrebeck. Zada trying to get a stick on it. Colts can't get it out of the zone. Edgar again, shot stopped by Hrebeck. As Ryerson Edgar, what an opportunity, but couldn't solve Ben Hrebeck.
No, what a big time stop at Hrebeck, and chances at both ends. And Colts watch this puck just get away, and that's going to pop right out to Hemming, who just missed. But watch Edgar. What a pass here to send him up in and alone, and he's going to go to his backhand. But what a job by Hrebeck to get out that right pad. What a huge stop. And Niagara hanging around in this hockey game, and they got a golden opportunity there, but a big time stop by Hrebeck keeps Barrie up by 1.
Niagara just needs one break, and this could be a whole new hockey game as Yarmolenko continues to make those big saves. 34-20 are now the shots. Hands are up to Salandra. He'll get this one out. Wilmot trying to find it, gets it at the blue line, drops it back to Gardner. Gardner to the net, but Wilmot couldn't get a stick on it. Hayden Reed through center. Taken away there by the Colts. Justin Hanser up to Gardner. He'll send it across, but that's picked off by Del Elche. Delche will dump this one in. Hrebic playing it behind the net. Gives this one up to Passmore. Here's Justin Hanser. Hanser up to Gardner. Gardner has that one bounce off his skate. Riley Patterson finds it. Patterson will peel back, takes the shot. And that one is blocked by Evan Passmore and will go out of play with 14:02 still remaining here in this third period.
As long as it remains a one-goal hockey game, all he needs that one chance. And there you go, the opportunity by Edgar Hrebic, the big-time stop. And I got to figure as we move along too here, it gets a little bit tighter. You get that one-goal game. You don't want to be the guy that makes that mistake or the guy that you're at a position that leads to an odd man rush one way or the other.
Gallianov's going to be tossed out of the face-off circle, so in steps Wraith Smith. Smith will take the draw against Schneid as they get some instructions here. Face-off won by the Colts. Hanser takes it back behind his own net. Will drop it for Von Richter. Von Richter up the ice, finds Lowe at center. Carter Lowe trying to get around Chromiak. Forced to the corner, in front Newton, but that's blocked by Spencer. Jaden Newton from the corner. Trying to move this one around. Gallianov's there. Puck comes to the point. Kept in by Von Richter. Von Richter sends it around behind the net. Newton. Jaden Newton after it here for the Colts. Spencer will tie him up. Carter Lowe trying to get on that loose puck. Gallianov will find it now for Niagara and passes this one ahead. Smith gets it out for the Ice Dogs. He's going to dump this one in. Around the boards it goes. Both teams right now make changes. Teague Vader has it in the corner. Sends this one over to Emerton. Zabeski can't get a stick on it. Puck will escape the zone and sent right back into the Barrie end. Hrebic back to Emerton. Cole Emerton behind his own net. He's going to leave it there for Vader. As we're approaching the 7-minute mark of the third period, still 2-1 for the Barrie Colts. Ryerson Edgar has it. He's dumped by Beaudoin. Puck goes down the ice. Hall trying to pass it out in front. That was blocked. As the physicality continues to ramp up here between these two Central Division rivals. Hemming, they'll dump this one down the ice. Barnes will be the first one on it. Loose puck, Hemming, backhand, stop, rebound. Beaudoin couldn't find it. Noah Reed will skate it out now for the Ice Dogs. He'll just dump it in. Goes behind the net on Richter. Puts it to the corner. Eliasson gives chase. Up the wing, Beaudoin gives it to Zabeski. That's knocked off his tape by Noah Reed. Reed receives the pass, takes the shot. That's blocked by Von Richter. Mason Zabeski goes to the corner. Trying to get this one out. Knocked down there by Reed. Trying to put it along the boards. Picked up there by Hayden Reed. Puts that one off the post. Hayden Reed strikes iron. He gets it again. Trying to go back to the point, but that's deflected and down the ice. Niagara has come oh so close to tying this hockey game now a few times in this third period. As they weathered the storm to start the third, as there was a barrage of shots by the Barrie Colts. Yermolenko making some huge saves. And now Niagara trying to get back. Tiller, long pass, tipped in the zone by Doherty. That's going to go deep. Hanser's there to play it. He'll send it around. Doherty picks it up in the corner. Sean Doherty has that taken away. Smith fires. That's deflected. And Hrebic's going to hold on to it. We'll get the whistle. 11:23 left to go in the third period. Still 2-1 Barrie, and we're going to take one more break. You're watching Georgian College OHL Hockey on Rogers TV.
Passionate content creator ready to expand your audience reach? Do you have unique stories, captivating hobbies, or special interests that deserve a spotlight? Rogers TV is here to amplify your voice within the community. We offer you the platform to broadcast your content to a wider audience. And the best part, it's completely free. Don't miss this opportunity to share your vision and engage with viewers. Find out how Rogers TV can transform your content journey today.
Well, another good game for Vladislav Yermolenko here tonight, stopping 33 of 35, coming off a 48 of 50 performance against the Colts last Saturday. And for Yermolenko, you look at the .895 save percentage on the year, and that sounds a bit disappointing, but for the Ice Dogs netminder, it was a pretty good season, just some inconsistencies down the stretch. For Yermolenko, he won OHL Goaltender of the Week twice during the OHL season, as well appeared in all 6 matchups between the Colts and Ice Dogs, posting a .902 save percentage. Mike?
Thank you, Josh. And yeah, Yermolenko, each time the Barrie Colts have gone up against him, he has looked solid. And this game 1 of the playoffs, no exception, as Wang goes to the net. His shot deflected wide, side of the goal, and Hrebeck somehow keeps that one out as Ethan Zada was parked at the side of the net but couldn't get a stick on it.
Well, what a move. I don't know how that one didn't go in. Zada looked like he was going to tuck it in on the short side here. Watch Wang just misses the corner. Oh, nice job there by Von Richter to tie up Zada just enough. Otherwise, he could have tucked that one in on the short side and we'd have a tie game.
Get a face-off here to the right of Hrebeck, won by the Ice Dogs, but that's going to go down the length of the ice. Blake Barnes will come back to pick it up. Barnes will take it behind his own net as Niagara will regroup. We're now 9 minutes into this third period. Barnes, he'll move this one ahead. Sets up Ryerson Edgar. Edgar's pass knocked down by Wilmot, takes a hit from Zada. Here's Salandra, he'll skate it in. Play continues back behind the net. Wilmot after it here for the Colts. Can't get a stick on it. Zada run over by Eliasson. Puck comes up the middle. Here's Schneid. Takes the shot. That's wide of the net. Along the board, Zada trying to get this one to the line. Eliasson, though, keeps it in. That goes off the glove of Yermolenko. Wang. His clearing attempt is blocked. Edgar, he'll flip it out to center ice. Eliasson back into the Niagara zone, but doesn't go too far. Here's Ryerson Edgar. He'll skate it in, hits the brakes. Edgar comes back to the line, sets up Spencer. Puck rolled on him. Hrebeck the save, wrap around, but Von Richter able to stop that chance from Chase Hull. Here comes William Schneid now. Schneid flips this one deep into the Ice Dog zone. Chromiak there to play it. He's knocked over. Puck goes to the corner. Ice Dogs move it ahead. Far side. Here's Riley Patterson. Patterson can't keep it. Taken there by Hanser. Leaves it for Passmore. Passmore ahead for Schneid. Noah Reed keeping it down low for Niagara. Off the boards, William Schneid comes up with it. Reaches center. He's just going to dump it in. Goes off for a change. We're now past the midway point of the third period. Time becoming a factor here for Niagara. There's a turnover as Jade Newton got a stick on it. Hanser will hammer that one back in the zone. Spencer up the ice. Aiden Reed couldn't hold on to that one. Picked up here by Teague Vader. Vader to Beaudoin. Cole Beaudoin sends it across. Hemming was reaching for it. Icing waved off. Hemming behind the Niagara net. There's that loose stick in the way. Doherty can't get it out. Vader takes the shot. Scores! Teague Vader! I don't think Yermolenko saw that one in time, and Teague Vader has given the Colts a 3-1 lead.
Well, Teague Vader in the last week of the season had his first OHL goal in Peterborough. What a time for your second goal. A tight 1-goal hockey game. Niagara with a couple of great chances to tie it up. And watch Vader just going to float this one on the net top corner. And I think you're right. Yermolenko, I don't think saw this one as all. It looks like Zabeski creating the screen, and Yermolenko moved to his left there, but I think he did it blindly, just hoping that would hit him, but instead Vader, top shelf. What a huge goal by the rookie.
So suddenly Teague Vader is a natural goal scorer here for the Barrie Colts. Got that goal in the last game on the road against Peterborough, and now to open the playoffs here against Niagara. It's a 3-1 score. Far side, Niagara looking to respond. That's Ray Smith. Smith trying to move it along the boards, facing pressure there from Emerton. As the rugby scrum continues, Ice Dogs get it back to the blue line. Here's Wang. Wang passes this one ahead. Smith, he'll turn this one around. Takes the shot, didn't get all that. Puck goes behind the net. In front, Eamon Edgar is there. He'll take it for the Colts and gets it out. Wang back to play it, facing pressure. Here's a chance now for Eamon Edgar. Edgar to Crombie. Crombie has it in his skates. He's pushed into the goaltender. Referee telling them to play on, but Yermolenko, he's holding his head. Now we get the whistle. And now Zada going after Crombie. As it wasn't going to be a penalty here. The referee, Matt Manella, telling them to play on as Crombie was pushed into the crease.
Well, he kind of spun, and then, there's a collision with him and Yermolenko, and Yermolenko went down heavily, and I think he's going to get hit in the head here. Crombie, Edgar, the little pass here. Crombie's going to turn, and Wang just kind of, there's no doubt that Wang's going to hit him into the goaltender here. It looks like Crombie's left glove up into the mask of Yermolenko. Watch Crombie try to spin, fire Wang, the contact there. That throws Crombie into the net. Good news is that Yermolenko's back up.
Well, that's really good for Niagara IceDog fans, as Yermolenko, he's been the top performer tonight for Niagara, as he's kept the IceDogs in this game. But you also have to figure Crombie kind of taking advantage of the fact that he was pushed into the crease there by Wang. But no penalties on the play. 8:09 left to go in the third period. Face off to the left of Yermolenko. Face off won by Niagara. Spencer, he'll send this one out to center ice, picked up by Salandra. Salandra will dump this one in. Chromiak behind the net, chases after it. Spencer sends it ahead. Here's Zada. Out to center ice. Von Richter's there. Up ahead, Salandra takes the hit. And then Zada falls over, and the fans applaud that. Spencer behind the net for Chromiak. Gardner on the forecheck. IceDogs get this one down the ice. Eliasson plays it, so no icing. 7.5 minutes remaining here in this third period. Zada, he'll send this one back to Chase Hall. Hall from the corner, drops it back to Ryerson Edgar. He's tied up by Eliasson. IceDogs move it back. Here's Blake Barnes. Barnes skates this one forward. He'll flip this one back behind the Barrie net. After it is Von Richter. Von Richter flips this one out to center ice. Noah Reed there to pick it up for Niagara. Reed will give it up to Barnes. The Barrie Colts right now completing a line change, as will the IceDogs. Barnes moves this one up for Niagara. Under 7 minutes now remaining. Wang trying to go to Patterson. That's taken by the Colts. Beaudoin up ahead to Hemming. Beaudoin gets it again. He'll skate it forward. Sends it deep. Zabeski's there for the Colts. Zabeski knocked down by Barnes. Puck goes behind the net. Riley Patterson flips it up to Hayden Reed. Reed skates this one out for Niagara. Reaches center. Across for Patterson. Riley Patterson drops it back. That's picked off by Hemming. And the Colts go the other way. Here's Beaudoin. He'll dump it in. Yermolenko out of his net to play it. Off the sideboard. Zabeski to Hemming. Emil Hemming. He'll play this one here for the Colts. Drops it back to the blue line to Emerton. Emerton takes the shot. That one went off Beaudoin. Kept at the point by Hanser. His shot deflected by Beaudoin, but that went off a skate. Colts just trying to get it towards the net. At the blue line, Emerton keeps this one in. Down low, Cole Beaudoin. He's taken into the boards. Beaudoin trying to play it. Mason Zabeski with possession. Zabeski comes off the boards. Gets this one back to the point, but it's the IceDogs who come up with it. Noah Reed, he'll skate this one out. Crombie picks it up at his own blue line. He'll just dump this one in. Yermolenko behind his net. Crombie gives chase. At the blue line, Schneid can't keep it in. Gallianov will find it. That goes off Schneid. Battle on the far boards. Crombie puts that one off of Barnes. Barnes will send it back. Tiller up the wing. Doherty got a stick on it, so no icing. Emerton back to pick it up for the Colts. Skates in front of his own net. Goes to Von Richter. Up ahead to Carter Lowe. Lowe up the middle. That's knocked off his tape. Chromiak got in the way of the pass from Crombie. IceDogs get it out. Smith tripped up there in the neutral zone. He's able to recover, gets it deep. Parker Von Richter takes the hit there from Smith behind the net. Carter Lowe also throwing a hit. Colts with it. Von Richter, backhand pass and down the ice. Under 5 minutes remaining. Jakob Chromiak picks up momentum. He'll send this one deep. Rebick trying to slow it down. It was going around the dasher. Ryerson Edgar trying to kick it back. Colts get to it. Wilmot gets it down at center ice. He's going to go in on goal. Wilmot backhand, stopped by Yermolenko. And he's going to hold on to it with 4:34 remaining in the hockey game as the Barrie Colts find themselves up by a score of 3-1.
Oh, nice job by Solange to just flip that one in. Wilmot, the backhand.
So we're going to take one more break. You're watching Georgian College OHL Hockey on Rogers TV.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Well, no Kayshawn Aitchison tonight for the Barrie Colts, but the way the 6 defenders have played in this place, you wouldn't exactly realize. 3 shots tonight for Evan Passmore, 6 shots and a goal for Parker Von Richter, and then, of course, the most recent goal scored by Aitchison's replacement, Teague Vader. Mike?
Thank you, Josh. And yeah, that was a big question mark we had coming into tonight's game. In the pregame show, we were talking about the Colts' defense and would the depth be able to step up? And, well, that question's been answered. Goals coming from the blue line tonight, Von Richter and Vader. Niagara trying to get back into this hockey game as Ryerson Edgar skates it in. There's the shot, and Horebic makes the glove save. And of course, we get a little extracurriculars with Zada skating through. But this third period of hockey is presented by Topper's Pizza.
Well, again, I mean, Niagara had a couple of close chances, and you know, you kind of feel the fans kind of slip into the edge of their seat. They were pretty quiet. You know, Niagara, almost in the sense here, just 1 goal down, but Teague Vader in his first Ontario Hockey League playoff game, and what a big goal. What a big moment.
So the Niagara IceDogs have pulled the goaltender, so Yermolenko on the bench for the extra attacker. 4:16 remaining. The IceDogs trying to get back into this hockey game. Zada's going to be tossed out of the faceoff dot. So in steps Hayden Reed. He'll take the faceoff against Brad Gardner. As you see there, Yermolenko on the bench. So big moment here for Niagara to try and claw their way back. They win the faceoff, move it down low. Ryerson Edgar loses it to Von Richter. He's going to get it to the line, not out. Chromiak to Wang. Wang doesn't take the shot. He'll peel around. Shi Wang takes it down low. Back to the line, Chromiak. Chromiak across to Patterson. Puck bounced on him, takes the hit from Salandra. Ryerson Edgar tied up by Von Richter. Gardner will get this one down the ice. It's deflected, so no icing. Chromiak back to pick it up as the Colts make a line change. Chromiak gets to the center ice. He'll drop it back. Patterson flips it over to Wang. Wang's going to dump it in. Rebick tried to slow it down. Von Richter's there, puts it back behind the net. Eliasson sends to the far corner. Patterson's there for Niagara. Back at the blue line, Chromiak to Wang. Wang down low, doesn't connect with Zada. Puck's going to go to the far corner. Patterson battles with Von Richter. Blocked there by Baudouin. He's going to put it down the ice, and that's going to be an icing call now against the Barrie Colts.
Niagara again, I mean, they've been right in this, you know, pretty much all game, and you know, you script a game 1 scenario. You come out of that first period, no score, and then all of a sudden it looked like the ice kind of tilted, and Barrie got up 2-0, and they were putting all sorts of pressure. Got some big stops from your goaltender. You get one late, but these dogs need something quick here.
Hemming will get this one down the ice. Now Shi Wang will come back to collect it for Niagara. Puck's loose there at the side of the net. Sebeski was turning around. He didn't see that that puck was loose. Jakub Chromiak drops it back to Riley Patterson. Patterson reaches center ice, passes this one ahead. Hayden Reed into the middle. Gabriel Eliasson got a stick on it. Wang can't keep it at the point. Chromiak facing pressure there from Hemming. Wang trying to keep it away from Beaudoin. Beaudoin's attempt was blocked. Loose puck, Hemming trying to put it up the middle, but staying there was Hayden Reed, showing his best Yarmolenko impression.
In position to field that one.
Chromiak facing pressure. He's taken down by Beaudoin. Niagara wants a penalty, but none coming. Ice Dogs are upset on the bench. Skating it in is Barnes. He'll send it around the boards. After it is Wilmot. He'll hack that one down the ice. And that's going to be an icing call now against Barrie, as we're now down to 2:05 remaining.
There's March going in, pull the goalie with 4:16 remaining, and trying to kind of pull that card out early. 2:05 now remaining, 37 Barrie shots, and you know, this series is pretty much well going the way that it has all season between these two teams.
Yeah, 5 out of the 6 meetings were a 1-goal decision, and 3 needed extra time. As this Niagara IceDogs team, they've played Barrie tough all night. They gave up 50 shots last weekend, but tonight so far just 37, so much better job even defensively, as Wang has it down low for Niagara, takes the shot, and that one's gonna be deflected out of play.
Nice shot by Wilmot there. Wang came to the face-off circle and gets that shot deflected. And Benarevich, 23 saves on 24 shots. And how big was that breakaway stop on Edgar earlier in this period?
Well, yeah, the breakaway, and then Hayden Reed also hit the post not long after that, as the IceDogs had their chances to tie the game at 2. They win the draw. Barnes ahead for Ryerson Edgar. Back to Barnes. Edgar gets it again on the half boards. Edgar down low, trying to go to Zada, facing a battle there with Von Richter. Gardner flips this one back. Justin Hanser will chase after it. That's going to go back to the line. Colts get it down the ice. It's bouncing, and that's going to go into the back of the empty net. And the Barrie Colts extend the lead. It's now 4-1.
Well, it's Ben Wilmot. He gave him a bit of a breather, and that one should do it with 1:33 remaining. And Wilmot's just going to chip this one out. Just tucked inside the post. The bouncing puck, and Niagara IceDogs, they made it a hockey game in this one, and what a battle to open this series. 1:33, the Colts away from striking first and drawing first blood.
So an entertaining first game of the series. That took a weird bounce. Yarmolenko, he's going to play it back to the point, kept in by Newton, kicked aside by Yarmolenko, as he had to recover from that point shot. Knopf's going to send it back to Tiller. Grayson Tiller finds Gallianov. Gallianov sends it across. Dalche. The wing off Knopf. Colts will send it deep. Back behind his own net. Grayson Tiller, as we're now in the final minute of this hockey game. Barrie Colts up 4-1. As that's going to go down the ice. Play continues. Vader facing some pressure there. Jaden Newton will find it. Gets this one out to center ice. Delche back to Tiller. Delche gets it again. Knopf receives the pass. He's forced to go back. Delche back behind the net for Barnes. We're now down to just 33 seconds remaining. The crowd reacting to the goal announcement of Ben Wilmot as he gets his first of the postseason. Barrie Colts looking now to open this series with a 1-0 advantage as the IceDogs get it out. Vader across to Emerton. Emerton's going to dump this one in. Yarmolenko stays in his net. Barnes, he'll play it. 8 seconds remaining. as the fans here at the Saddleland Arena show their appreciation for an amazing start to the series here for the Barrie Colts as they open it with a 4-1 victory and have a 1-0 series lead.
Well, the Niagara IceDogs made it a contest, but the Colts get the big goal from Teague Bader. That gives some breathing room to the empty netter by Ben Wilmot. And how about a Revick? A couple of big stops. That breakaway on Edgar in the third period, early in the third period, and as well, Hayden Reed hitting the post, getting some help from his best friend, and Barrie Colts get the job done here on open ice in the opener.
Well, it wasn't easy to start as it was such a tight game to start. It got pretty physical there. We saw at the end of the second period with that 4-minute review after the altercation between Wraith Smith and Ben Horebic, but for game number 1, it's really setting the tone here for this series.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's what we've seen all year. Niagara's hung tough with Barrie. I mean, not a lot to decide with most of these games, I think with the exception of one in the regular season, all 1-goal hockey games, which just tells you how close we're. It's a 4-1 game, but you look at it, the late goal by Vader and then the empty netter, and another close hockey game between these two Central Division rivals.
So it's going to be an exciting finish as we get ready for game number 2 on Saturday. But in the meantime, we're going to take a quick break before we join Josh McCann at ice level as you're watching Georgian College OHL Hockey on Rogers TV.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi,